of Nevada Union High School. Touchdown Productions, now in our 16th year of sports excellence, is proud to present NU Miner Volleyball. Tonight, as we continue our coverage of the 2013 volleyball season, your first-place Nevada Union Miners take on the Del Oro Golden Eagles. We're on the road to the SFL title, and all the volleyball action begins right here, right now. It's your NorCal Game of the Week. The Nevada Union Miners resume their assault on their first SFL title with a game against the Del Oro Golden Eagles. Good evening, volleyball fans, wherever you are across our worldwide audience. This is Steve Sitter, sitting in for Jim Adams, the voice of NU Miner Volleyball. Joining me courtside later in the show will be Gil Dominguez. Our director in the Commander 2 is Gerald Davenport, and he's joined by the rest of the Touchdown Productions sports team of Paul Town, Kimmer Burgess, and Patrick Wells. The Miners are coming off a big win yesterday in a non-league matchup against the Jesuit Marauders from the Delta River League, where Jesuit is undefeated. NU began the game one step behind the Marauders, but quickly turned things around in games 2, 3, and 4 to take the match. NU was coming off a disappointing 5-game loss to the defending section champions, the Granite Bay Grizzlies. The good news is that the Miners are still in first place in the SFL even after the loss to the Grizzlies, because Granite Bay lost a match to Rockland, giving them 2 losses this season. So the bottom line tonight is the Miners control their own destiny, and a focused Miner team will win its first SFL title if it is able to run the table in the final 3 matches, just like they did in the first half of the season. Last night's game was important, though, because Jesuit is always a tough team, and as the top representative of the Delta River League, it is a team that the Miners could very well face in the playoffs. So there is the drama for tonight's game in the Ally. The Miners control their own destiny, but have to take things one game at a time if they are to be successful. Remember, you can see this game and all our Game of the Week telecasts on our YouTube channel. And of course, DVDs are always available for every game we produce. Now it's time for our first break of the evening, and when we return, we'll take a look at the SFL and Capital League standings, then get ready for the national anthem and opening serve of tonight's game. You're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union Miner Volleyball on the Touchdown Productions Sports Network.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The Hauser family reminds you if it's round, rubber, and it rolls, then you're sure to find it at Plaza Tire and Auto Service. From regular car and truck tires to small specialty tires for your trailers and golf carts, you can trust Plaza Tire has the tire for you. They stake their reputations on it every day. Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Auto repair done on your schedule, not theirs, in Penn Valley, Nevada City, and in Colfax.
Be sure to join us each week right here on NCTV Channel 11 at 6:30 to 7:30, and of course on our YouTube channel, The Food and Farm Show.
And of course brought to you by Touchdown Productions, the Foothills leader in sports television. This is Gil Dominguez saying thanks a lot for tuning in tonight. And be sure to stay with us after the game as we present the Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Award, created by Stuckey Engravers. Once again, the Touchdown Productions staff will select the best player of tonight's game and award them with a plaque created by Stuckey's. It's the Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Award coming up right after this exciting sports telecast, right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. Guys, back up to you.
And we are back here in the Ally on the campus of Nevada Union High School. See a pretty packed house here for tonight's volleyball game against the Del Oro Golden Eagles. And if it's anything like their last matchup, it's sure to be a good match. The last time these two teams faced was on April 8th, and Nevada Union squeaked out a 5-set victory. And all of those sets were very hotly contested. Del Oro was all the way in it. Unfortunately for Del Oro, Nevada Union came back winning a very long 4th set and coming back to win in the 5th set as well. And you can bet Del Oro really wants to come back from that, wants to make a statement, and they really want to be contenders here in the SFL.
Okay, Steve, I think it's about time. Let's take a look at those SFL standings, updated from yesterday's game. Hope you were on hand to join us as NU took care of business against the Jesuit Marauders. Let's quickly go to that. That would be a shift 2. There we go. So Miners firmly in first place. Destiny in their hands, as you were saying. Granite Bay has 2 losses. Del Oro wants to force a 3-way tie, and that's what this game is all about tonight. Del Oro wins. NU has 2 losses. Granite Bay has 2 losses. Del Oro has 2 losses. We have 3-way co-champions.
Yeah, and you can see that it really is up to those 3 teams. Right now, it theoretically could be any one of those teams winning the SFL, but if Nevada Union wins out, there's nothing anyone can do to stop them.
All right, so now we're going to get ready for our national anthem. We can bring camera 1 down the court. And as usual, we have the NU choir ready to sing the national anthem. You know what a great tradition, Steve, where they bring the choir, 4 people from the choir each game. And in basketball, you know, of course, we have the band and everything that shows up here. I haven't seen the band play at volleyball games, though.
Oh, no, but the choir does a very good job themselves.
So there they are. Waiting for the PA to kick in. There we go. PA is good now. And here's our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
What I said earlier about the choir doing well may have been a colossal understatement.
You know, you really have to be here to be in their presence to hear those harmonies. Television just doesn't do it justice in terms of the vocal impression that they give. And we will be at the NU Choir Spring Concert coming up here next month in May. And that's always a fun evening to spend with Rod Baggett and his choir. They actually come out into the audience for the final song and sing Lord Bless and Keep You, and they do it in an a cappella surround sound kind of environment where they're singing up with the crowd and on stage and everything. Just really, really something special.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But tonight, it's all about the SFL title and the Miners' first drive. As we know, the Lady Miners were the first team to win an SFL title earlier this year. Prior to that, no sports team at Nevada Union had won a league title in the SFL since they got moved to the SFL several years ago.
Well, this Nevada Union boys team is making an excellent case for themselves. Playing fantastic volleyball yesterday. Their victory against Jesuit was a complete team victory. They got down in the fourth game, but managed to pick their intensity back up and managed to rally back, relying on pretty much everyone on their roster to do it.
Well, I'm going to be interested to see how Evan Kittle plays tonight. He was our player of the game last night, really elevated his entire game and was really on the attack. Very important player for the Miners. And can he come out and do that 2 nights in a row, or was it an aberration, or is somebody else going to step up tonight for the Miners?
Well, he said it was going to be hard in the interview after the game to keep this intensity up after the 2 very hard matches they played Monday and Tuesday.
Isaac Jorgensen starts the serve for Del Oro.
Greg Paul getting in there early, trying to establish some offense. A great dig there from Chandler Heppy. But then a kill into the net off of Trevor Bryant puts Del Oro on the board first.
Well, as we've seen, Miners a little bit off to a slow start in game 1 yesterday. We'll see how they do today, down 0-1 right now.
Well, Bryant comes back and shows that he is not afraid to go in for those kills as he puts that one home handily.
And then he gets to go back and serve.
Yeah, Bryant on the serve, he's been so instrumental in keeping the momentum on Nevada Union's side. Let's see how his first foray into that goes. And that is going to fall out.
That was a back serve to Trebetz on the right-hand side. Came down with it and it went just outside the right corner.
Well, things looking good for Bryant on the serve as that one just barely clears the net. And they're going to call a double touch on Del Oro. So Bryant giving the momentum to Nevada Union early on as they recover from their first point mistake and rally back for 3 straight.
3-1 now.
And there's a great block there by Lucas Vojak.
Talked to Vojak before the game and told him how great it was to see him get more involved in the offense. And he said, yeah, they're running some more plays his way. And so hopefully they'll continue that tonight. He's a big weapon.
He is intimidating and talented. That ball's going to go off of Chandler Heppy's shoulder.
Yeah, Trebetz that time just kind of powered the shot through Evan Kittle's block. And it wound up hitting Heppy on the backside. Heppy wearing the blue jersey tonight as the libero.
And coming in to serve now is Kevin Remy. And there's Paul going up for the kill. And they're not going to be able to recover as Paul has been very involved on the offense as of late.
Very difficult back set there by Kittle. Actually fell down just trying to get in position. Or was that Bryant? I think it was Bryant.
Yeah, Bryant does seem to be everywhere.
Sometimes they have to do that. They just got to get the ball up and then fall down with their own momentum.
Well, Burzen's in to serve here. And not much of a threat there. And in for the dig is Remy. And that ball's not going to be within Chandler Heppy's reach.
Partial block by Curtis. Wasn't able to get all of it. Kind of spun off to the side. As you were saying before the game, these 2 teams took it to 5 games last time over at Del Oro. Nevada Union coming away with the victory on that first half sweep.
Andreas Leeson to serve for Del Oro. And Curtis with a booming shot. Del Oro manages to save it, and they just dump it over the net. Bryant sets up. Curtis again, straight down. No doubt about that one.
Bobby on one of his famous kills, and that was a nice set by Trevor. It actually looked like it was a little bit over the net, so he had to be careful not to hit the net on his swing.
Yeah, Curtis is always a dangerous weapon on there. Bryant sets it up again. There's Kittle. Partial deflection at the net. Oh, but that dig attempt right there off of Connor Drake, number 13, almost flies into the stands.
Yeah, I think he thought we were playing at Bear River. The ball was heading off in that direction.
Well, Heppy with the serve again. Great dig there by Heppy. But unfortunately, the Setup attempt there by Curtis fell in the middle of no white shirts.
Well, he didn't get the ball up. You don't want to shoot it across like that. So he looked over at Salcedo, and they both kind of nodded. Okay, next time.
There's Austin Marks getting a K next to his number.
Well, that was a beautiful set again by Bryant.
Bryant really is the all-around leader of this team. He can do pretty much everything.
There's a quick dink picked up.
And there's Bryant putting it away.
I don't see how they played them to 5 games. If this first half of this game is any indication. 9-4 right now is your score. And Miners are just outplaying them.
Oh, but that serve is going to fall long off of Kittle. Maybe a little anxious there on his first serve. Kittle ordinarily very solid, although he did have a few service errors in the first set against Jesuit, so maybe it's just first game jitters. And what are we going to...
Rotation error.
Ooh. And suddenly, just like that, DeLauro is only 3 points back. There was an easy point there. Mason Humes, DeLauro's captain, serving. And that serve is going to fall long. So a couple of service errors. And NU's going to have the serve. This is Bobby Curtis, who can hit it hard from the back line or from the net. And there's a block by Greg Paul, and that's going to fall out. So DeLauro right back on the serve.
10-7 is your score here. Set 1, best of 5 action.
Kittle sets it up, and Bryant slams it home.
That was a
kill.
beautiful back set by Evan Kittle as he came across the middle, set the ball up, and it's difficult to set it on a back set because you're just aiming for a spot. Trevor knew exactly where that was going to be and pounded it home.
There's Mason Salcedo in for the serve. Nice dig there by Adrian Guerin. Now Nevada Union sets it up, and Bojack taps it in. Doesn't have to be screaming off his hand in order for it to work, as that tap just goes right into the DeLauro block and falls straight down. Very confusing play there at the net for DeLauro results in a kill for Isaac Jorgensen, as I think Nevada Union got caught a little bit off guard by that setup.
Well, the ball came right at Salcedo's head, and he's the shortest one out there. What do they list him at? They list him at 6'8". I think he's like 5'8".
Yeah, that seems closer when you look at him out there, as Bojack is also listed as 6'8".
Okay, little confusion again. Ball
was going to land out.
Well, it did, I guess. So 13-8 now, Miners.
Bryant back on the serve. Bryant doesn't hit the ball hard on the serve, but he can put it basically wherever he wants. And that tap is going to fall out. That was Connor Drake going for a precision shot, and it's going to fall outside the line and put Bryant right back at the service line.
14-8.
Dig there by Andreas Lees. And that's going to fall out. Was it touched? They're going to say it was. So DeLauro hanging in there.
So a touch by Kittle.
There's Jacob Terabetz on the serve. There's Greg Paul going up. Dug out by Terabetz. But it's going to be deflected on Terabetz's dig and fall well away from any other DeLauro teammate.
Play on what?
And that kill attempt by Connor Drake goes into the net. Didn't look like he connected, trying to go well across the court, and it just did not work out for him. And there's a nice block by Evan Kittle. Kittle getting way up there and blocking it straight back down where it came from. And Del Oro is going to take a timeout down 17-9. And you really wanted to come out here and make a statement. In their previous matchup, they lost 25-21 in the first set to Del Oro. So up 17-9 in this match. It's really shaping up to look pretty good for them. They've got a solid defense. Their kills are falling. Their blocks are succeeding, and they're playing very, very good defensively. So you can take a look at the Food and Farm Show scoreboard. See NU up 17-9 in this best-of-5 series. Coach Salcedo probably drilling into his team's head not to get complacent like they did against Jesuit, where they won 2 games in a row by a score of 25-16, and then let them back in. Jesuit threatening to win set 4, but NU had to rally back, get their energy up, which is not going to be easy. This will be their 3rd game in as many days. Spurs and serves. Lees goes up for the kill, and it's in. Andreas Lees elevating and just getting that ball to land on the back line. That makes it 17-10, and Lees is back for the serve. And that serve is going to fall long.
That's about the 3rd or 4th long serve we've seen on both teams, so energy level a little bit up right here in game 1.
Yeah, NU's riding high their momentum. But a decisive kill there from Connor Drake. There was no one in position to dig that one out.
That seems to be the only way you can get a point on the Miners, is to hit it, find a piece of floor where no one is at.
Well, Drake has been trying so far in this game. And there's Kittle, and that's going to fall on Del Oro's side. So Kittle going back on the serve, hoping to make good on his last one, which was an error, so he kind of lobs this one in. And that was blocked. Trevor Bryant, well, he can do it all. He gets way up there to shut down that Del Oro kill attempt.
20-11. Miners the first team to 20, which is traditionally a good place to be.
Oh, and Heppy with a nice dig attempt, but just can't get it up enough for Nevada Union to salvage that point.
Well, trying to get the ball past Austin Marks, and it came off the block a little sideways.
There's Mason Humes on the serve. And a bit of confusion between Heppy and Curtis results in an ace for Humes.
Well, with 20-13, you have a couple points to give away. Coach Salcedo's not going to get too excited about that, but you don't want that to happen twice. Back set.
And Curtis tried to just tap it in. Didn't quite work, but some confusion between Terabets and Dustin Penn Henry results in Nevada Union's 21st point, and that puts Bobby Curtis on the serve. And he booms it across. And there's another shot off the heating unit, which I'm not going to say was instrumental in yesterday's victory over Jesuit, but definitely played its part.
And once again, the unit is in the house tonight, delivering its first point of the evening for the Miners.
I'm not sure to put that as an ace for Curtis or another point for the heating unit.
I'm calling it for the unit. You know, we might have the unit be the player of the game.
Be hard to interview.
Yeah.
Austin Marks.
Tough to get up there.
Austin Marks.
Plus, the unit is a man of few words.
Yes. he lets his actions speak for himself. Curtis serving again. There's another one across. A nice dig there from Kittle. Now Del Oro sets up. Nice save there from Kittle. And that one goes off a girder.
Yeah, and Bobby was trying to time it, but when it hit the girder, it changed its timing, came back down a little faster. So the I-beam, a point for Del Oro.
Yeah, this is...
It's different than the unit. Let's not get them confused.
Oh, no, they were separate numbers. And sometimes separate jerseys.
So one for the I-beam.
There's Dustin Penn Henry on the serve. And a nice pancake there by Kittle, keeping that ball alive, only to be slammed back by Isaac Jorgensen.
Yeah, Jorgensen saw the confusion on the Miners and put it on the floor immediately where nobody was standing. 23-15 now, so Miners 2 points away from winning this first game.
And that is important, what with the momentum they want to keep riding. And there's an attempted kill by Marks, which doesn't quite clear the net.
Yeah, ran along the tape.
He was trying to hit it across the net, just barely, but couldn't get under it enough. Good dig by Blount. Bryant's kill attempt blocked.
Picked up, though.
And we're going to say that Bryant was across the line, saying that he tried to go underneath the net on the previous play, but...
Timeout, NU. 23-17 here in set number 1.
I think Coach Salcedo is just trying to calm his guys down, going, don't try and overplay. Only 2 more points, and then we can go on to the next set. As you can see on the Food and Farm Show scoreboard, NU up 23-17, just 2 points away from winning this first game.
Well, it was 20-13 when they first reached 20, so they've gotten 3 points since then. Del Oro has gotten 4, but the play has been sloppy and erratic, and I think that's what Marco doesn't want to see. They should have closed them out with the next few points right after they got to 20. Now they have they're 2 points away from winning the set. Miners fairly confident at this point. Tremendous height advantage over Del Oro's squad.
Serve rockets in there. Just Paul going in. Can't quite put it away. There's a partial block. There's Bryant. Blocked by Jorgensen. Paul puts it way back there, and Del Oro cannot recover. Paul gets his second kill of the game. And Vojak and Salcedo are going to come in for Marks and Heppy. Salcedo is going to be on the serve. And it is game point here.
Almost sent it the wrong way there.
And Blount can't quite get underneath that shot from Andreas Lee.
Second set point.
Here's Jorgensen back for the serve. And there's Paul slamming it through the block, but Del Oro keeping it alive, and that's going to fly long. And Nevada Union takes the first game 25-18. So not as much momentum going into Game 2 as Nevada Union would like, but they are victorious in the first game nonetheless.
Well, they came out strong in the beginning of the game, took a quick lead, powered through the middle of the game. As it got into the waning moments after the 20th point, it got a little bit sloppy, and this is what happened to them the other night in Game 4. They kind of lost their direction, and I don't want to say they struggled to win Game 4 last night, but they probably could have won it more effectively by remaining focused. And when we were talking to them after the game, that was one of the things that they said they've been having trouble with, staying with the focus. And essentially every game at this point on is a playoff game. Even though it's going to be pretty impossible to lose to Roseville or Wood Creek, who are at the bottom of the standings. And like I was telling Marco, if you lose to those guys, then you don't deserve the league title anyway.
Right.
But tonight's game is really for the championship. They get past Del Oro. They're not going to lose to the next two games, and that will give them the championship. Notably, they split the season with Granite Bay. So that's going to set up a very nice matchup should they face each other somewhere along the lines other than the final game in the playoffs. The playoffs are very, very quick. There's a single elimination game on the 7th. The two number 3s will play each other. And then the whole rest of the conference kicks in on the 9th. And that's really the first round. So NU, by winning its league title, should qualify for 2 home games. So they'll have a home game here on the 9th, and then they'll have a home game on the 12th the next Tuesday. So that's Thursday for them, and then Tuesday would be the semifinals right here at the Allied Gymnasium. And then should they make it that far, the final game would be on the 14th, and that would be down at Monterey Trail.
And having the home court advantage here is very important. We've already seen the heating unit and the I-beam involved in 2 separate plays.
Well, not to mention the crowd also. And tonight's crowd, while it's, 3/4 of a bleacher full, it's only on one side. In past games that we've seen with the Lady Miners, for example, when they were on their incredible streak of 8 consecutive section championships, it wasn't unusual to have both sides of the bleachers out and this building filled to capacity to watch those girls play some of those games, and especially once we got into the NorCals. So big difference that the crowd can make. So I would encourage everybody out there listening to this game to mark your calendars. Come on out here, support the boys in their drive. Senior night will be on Monday. And, of course, we got a lot of seniors on the team, Marks, Curtis, Bryant, among others. They'll all be honored here with their parents, and that'll be on Monday night. Always a nice feature to the evening telecast when it's senior night.
Oh, yeah, and it really is just the payoff for all of these, not only just for the players, but for the players' families that have invested so much time and energy driving back and forth between games. Just a way to honor them, say, to thank them, and to tell them without them none of this would be possible.
Well, not only just at the high school level, but I mean most of these guys have been playing volleyball since junior high and club ball in the summer and all year round. So it's pretty much now an all year round sport. Game 2 underway. Here's Steve Sitter.
And right away, Isaac Jorgensen getting his 3rd kill of the game. He has really been the biggest offensive weapon for Del Oro, with Andreas Lee with 2 kills right behind him. There's Jorgensen with his serve. Bojak going up, trying to place it. Doesn't work out that well. But Del Oro can't get a valid kill attempt in. So now NU can set up. There's Kittle. And Kittle looks like he mistimed that a bit as he spikes it right into the net.
The set wasn't particularly good. It was back from the net.
And it looked like he was trying to push it a bit instead of getting full extension. Here's Jorgensen with a 2nd serve. There's Bryant to Paul.
Out.
And Paul's just... No, they're going to say it landed in.
Huh. Miners catch a break there. I don't have a number 13 on my roster.
That's Greg Paul. He must have done something to not warrant a spot on the roster, but he is there and he is making a big impact. Kittle up with a big block. A 2nd block. A great dive there by Heppy, keeping it alive. And now they're going to call a double hit.
So a great rally in progress there, disrupted by the double hit by Del Oro.
2 great diving plays on Heppy and Bryant, keeping that play alive, and they are rewarded with a point. It's 2-2 now. Riley Burzens with the serve. And that's going to land in. Connor Drake with his 2nd kill. Del Oro is a pretty spread out squad. They have a few weapons they can go to up at the net. They've gotten a few blocks. Jorgensen using his height. He's only a junior. And DeLauro proving that they can hang with Nevada Union.
3-2.
There's Curtis.
They're not serving to Curtis.
And that's going to fall on NU's side. That was Connor Drake again. So Drake and Jorgensen picking up the slack from last game. It's Kevin Remy with the serve. Vojak up and puts it straight back down.
Well, that's the height of a Vojak. That's what he brings to the team, and whatever he gets the ball up close, it's going to be a pretty steep angle.
Yeah, his offense has really picked up lately. Oh, that was a nice sneaky little shot from Mason Humes. Caught Nevada Union off guard a little bit.
Yeah, the wily setter for Del Oro doing the little dink right there. And you can do that several times during the game. You just got to pick and choose your spots where you want to employ that move.
There's Dustin Penn Henry in to serve. And Kittle again hits it into the net. He got a little better extension on that one. You see Coach Salcedo talking to him, giving him some advice. Meanwhile,
yeah, put the ball over the net. Curtis on the overpass there.
And that spike off Connor Drake, his fourth kill, flies into the stands off of Chandler
Timeout
Huffy's
is called. Salcedo not liking what he sees as Levi Oates has his team leading 7-3 here in game number 2. So this is a completely different Del Oro squad than we saw in game number 1.
No, they were. You got the sense they were on their heels in the first set. They weren't really pressing too much. Their blocks were few and far between. But now their net presence has really picked up with some blocks. Connor Drake has 3 kills in this set. As you can see, the Food and Farm Show scoreboard, and he was actually down 7-3.
Yeah.
So those should be flipped. Del Oro coming alive in this set. Nevada Union takes the court again. Dustin Penn Henry.
And if you
back
hit the tab button, if you erase it and take the cursor back to the 5 and hit tab, it'll line up with that other game.
There's Curtis up. Nice.
Powerful Curtis.
And Adrian Guerin can't get underneath it as his dig attempt flies into the stands.
Well, Adrian, is a pretty thin guy there. I think the ball weighs more than he does.
Oh, wow. And Connor Drake.
Kittle got out of the way, but the ball was just pounded down. What a player Drake is. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's 4 kills in this set.
No height on the roster here for him, but he's got to be every bit 6'2", 6'4", something like that.
Well, I'm 6'3", maybe 6'4", and I think he's got me by a couple inches. There's going to be a double hit call against Nevada Union.
Didn't matter. Drake had already saved the ball and thrown it back over.
And Drake back for another serve. Del Oro up 9-4. And where are we going to get a call? We're going to an illegal rotation call again on Nevada Union.
That's twice, and that is a mental error right there that against the good teams you cannot commit.
Yeah, Kittle showing his frustration.
Well, everything was falling in place for him last night, and tonight it's a little bit different story. He's trying to make good things happen, though.
There's Curtis up and blocked. I couldn't tell if that was Humes or Jorgensen. They were both right there.
It was right. It looked like a lot of Jorgensen. He was certainly pumped, and that's one of the keys to victory against any team that's going to have to play Nevada Union is how do you block Bobby Curtis on the outside?
Well, there's Marks.
And that's going to go out. Another timeout. 12-4.
Del Oro is noticeably more alive now than they were in the first game. The momentum going all in the way of the Golden Eagles. NU's got to find a way to shut down Connor Drake and get some of those kills to fall. Because as of right now, Curtis and Vojak and Paul only have 3. You take a look at the Food and Farm Show's scoreboard. Del Oro up to almost their first game total, 12-4. NU looking for any way to get some of that previous momentum back, trying to keep their energy up.
Well, I think you just got to go back to fundamentals. It's like that, I think, in any sport. When you're struggling, go back to the fundamentals. Get a clean pass, get a clean set, get a clean hit, get a clean block, and then cut down on the errors and get a little success under your belt, and then that should right the ship.
Yeah, right now Nevada Union.
But 12-4 is a big hole to climb out of. You might have to not see that success until game 3.
There's Bryant up.
I-beam.
Again in play. That ball is hit lazily back over to NU. There's Curtis again, and that block is going to sail out. Curtis looking to energize his team, putting every bit of speed he could on that one.
Well, that ball really popped right in front of us.
Curtis back for the serve.
12-5 now.
And he's setting up. Here's Bryant. And that's going to sail out.
Conlon Mitchell getting that ball over for Del Oro after the initial serve.
And going back to what you said, Gil, about fundamentals, they need to start getting some of those kills to land in the lines. There's Mason Humes on the serve. Bryant sends it over.
Yeah, that ball hit the net.
And that's going to land in Isaac Jorgensen, his 4th kill of the night.
Del Oro can do no wrong here in game number 2, set number 2. 14-5, sending a wake-up call to the Miners, if not Coach Salcedo.
Greg Paul. And what's the call going to be here? It's going to be a Nevada Union point. I think they're saying he hit that ball out of bounds. But either way, it's a point for Nevada Union, and there's Mason Salcedo back for the serve. And down it goes. Colin Mitchell getting his first kill. And Nevada Union's got some work to do up at the net.
Well, Ty Blunt was playing a little bit far back, and that middle was wide open for Nevada Union. So when he set the ball down there, all they could do was dive for it, and to no avail.
There's Colin Mitchell in for the serve. Bryant just tapping it in.
Well, he saw him going up for the block, and instead of challenging it, he actually kind of lifted it up with his fingers and just dropped it right over the top of him. They had already committed into the air.
Well, if anyone's going to jumpstart Nevada Union, it's number 8, Trevor Bryant. Oh, man. Andreas Lees with his 3rd kill.
And that one was right on the baseline. Maybe about a foot inside. Tremendous shot.
Del Oro now with 6 players with a kill. They're really spreading their offense out, making it very hard for Nevada Union to figure out what's going on. And Greg Paul's going to smash that one over the back line. 17-7, Del Oro lead. I think Nevada Union feeling the pressure, trying to make a bit too much of what little opportunities they have, just overextending themselves. There's Vojak placing it back, throws Del Oro off balance a bit. But Del Oro proving that they can tap it over just as well as Nevada Union can. It was Andreas Lees just poking it over the blocks.
Well, they had already reached their maximum height there, and they were on the way down, so he just waited a second. Gravity took effect.
Curtis with a great dig there, setting up a kill by Paul. That was Paul's 4th.
18-8. like I said, you might be able to get your momentum back, but it's going to have to be in game 3.
Yeah, I mean, even right now, just getting a nice run here, even if you don't win the game, at least you have something to fall back on, some forward momentum for game 3. And there's a nice block there.
That was Kittle teaming up with Bojack.
Kittle with 3 blocks this game, showing that if he can't
Coach
do it on
Salcedo
offense.
said it was the blocks, which is why they lost at Granite Bay. They need to block better. They've certainly got the height. So it's a matter of position at that point.
Berzin's in for the serve. And there's Kittle, blocked. And that's going to fall well out.
Dawson, a little sheepish after hitting it out of bounds.
Before that, Lees had a great block.
I like his yellow shoes, though. He's styling right there with the Del Oro shoes.
So there was a serve there by Riley Berzins hitting the pole. And that's not good. Can't just give points away like that on serves. And that serve is going to fall right on the line. Kevin Remy, captain for Del Oro. Oh, no, they're going to call it out.
Yeah, they're calling it out. 19-11. You can't trade points with these guys anymore.
No, Heppy comes in serving, looking for a good run. And that kill by Connor Drake, his 5th of the game, goes against the block and falls out.
So Del Oro, first team to 20. NU already burning their 2 timeouts of this set. They are all out of timeouts. So the game will continue.
Back to serve here is Dustin Penn Henry.
Because Del Oro's not going to stop this game.
Curtis is killed, blocked, and there's going to be a double hit. It's going to be on Brian. He knows it. 21-11 now. And here's Henry's serve. That's going to scream well long.
So we're definitely going 4.
Unless Evan Kittle can rack up a good string here. A good dig there by Remy. And there's a long kill from Colin Mitchell. I believe that deflected off a partial block. But anything Del Oro hits overhand is just bad news for NU right now. Oh, but there's Curtis coming back with a nice kill.
Yeah, that one came off of the block by Jorgensen.
So down 9 late here. 22-13 Del Oro. There's Curtis with the serve. And the tap in. Dug out by Bryant. And a long block from Mason Humes.
Off the block, and it goes right into the middle of the Miners' court for the point.
Mason Humes getting elevated there, and it seems like Del Oro knows exactly what Nevada Union's game plan is.
Well, they played them before. They went to 5 games. They certainly feel like they should have won that game.
Oh, there's Paul's tap attempt blocked at the net. Marks tosses it over. And Mitchell slams it home.
Yeah, Bryant just can't get up in front of the net enough. He was off to the side. Ball came off of his hands.
It's Mitchell's 3rd kill of the 2nd game, and here's game point. Happy with the dig. Bryant up, and Bryant smashes it long, and Del Oro wins game 2 handily.
25-13. Wow.
Del Oro throws on an offensive showcase right there. As you take a look at the Food and Farm Show scoreboard, Del Oro 25-13 in Game 2. NU's got some thinking to do for Game 3. Got to figure out how to stop the multiple levels of attack here for Del Oro.
I'll get it for you.
The look on the Miners' faces says it all as they walked over to this side of the court. No, we'll wait till Game 3 to do the second break. This is too exciting.
Yeah, Del Oro with their offense.
You can see the look on the team's face when they go by. And you're a former player yourself. When your team is not doing well and everyone has that look on the team of what are we going to do and concern. That's the look that's on their face right now. Meanwhile, over on the Del Oro side, you've got smiles, you've got some high fives happening, you've got people knowing they just put away a top team 25-13, and they're ready to continue it right now in Game 3. So it's really up to Nevada Union to come out here at the beginning of this game and set a different tone, the tone that was set in Game 1.
Yeah, after the first game, you could tell Del Oro viewed that as a challenge, losing 25-18 in Game 1. And Del Oro picked the gauntlet up and threw it right back down for Nevada Union. Del Oro came back with massive changes to their game plan. They just were throwing everything at Nevada Union's net players. And Nevada Union just couldn't find a solid answer. Just looking here, Evan Kittle had 3 blocks in that game, and I don't think anyone else had 1. Kittle really was the only net player who was contesting anything Del Oro was throwing at them. Because you look at the Del Oro stats, you got Mason Humes with a kill, Andreas Lees with 2, Mitchell with 3, Jorgensen with 2, Connor Drake with 5. You got to find a way to shut down, if not all of them, at least 2 or 3 of those weapons.
Make the difference, Miner.
And that's what we call the sitter stats. Well, NU's got their work cut out for them. Like I said, this is the league title. Either you're going to win the league tonight or you're going to force a 3-way tie. So you know who Granite Bay is rooting for. And, of course, Del Oro wants a piece of that SFL title as well. And really, it just goes to show you, Steve, how strong the SFL is. This is a very strong league. This is the toughest volleyball league in the section, and especially since it's Division I. So you get into the playoffs, you get the Jesuits and the Rocklands, and all 3 of these teams would be going to the playoffs should it end up in a 3-way tie, or even if NU wins the league. Del Oro is going to be the number 3 team in the SFL, so they're going, but it all depends on how it all shakes out. You got head-to-head competition, and then there's some other tiebreakers that are involved. So here we go with Game 3.
Vojak tapping it over. Not a very good setup there, as Colin Mitchell just sends it over. There's Curtis just trying to tap it in. There's a block at the net. And there's Curtis tapping it long. Del Oro recovers. There's a block from Vojak. And that ball's going to fall out. So right away, Vojak getting a block, something that they couldn't buy in Game 2. And the first point goes for Nevada Union. And it's Trevor Bryant on the serve. He's always dangerous. He can place it wherever he wants. As evidence right there.
Ace for Bryant.
Bryant trying to give Nevada Union the same momentum they got in Game 1 when they took 3 straight on Bryant's serves.
Is that his second or first one of the game?
That is his first ace of the game. Almost gets another one there. A nice dig from Lees. Then another dig from Heppy. And Vojak puts it straight down. Not a chance of any sort of dig from Del Oro. Vojak just gets so high and he puts it at such a low angle. Bryant with a serve long. There's a block by Paul. And Deloro just dips it in. Curtis flips it in.
Great job by Kittle there, keeping the ball alive.
And there's a double hit called against Deloro. So the Miners on a 4-0 run.
4-0 here in Game 3. A reversal from the action in Game 2 and back to the style of play that we saw in Game 1 with the Miners as the referee is checking rotation.
Seeing as Nevada Union has already had 2 rotation infractions, it's hard to blame the officials for looking at where they should be a bit scrupulously. And then Bryant serves it into the net.
A little bit too much time.
No faster way to kill the momentum than giving away points. There's Kevin Remy in to serve for Deloro. And he sets up Bojack. And Bojack puts it down again. That's his 4th kill on the night.
Well, you got to work Bojack into the offense. He's a big dude, and he knows how to hit the ball, and he needs those opportunities in order to be successful.
Curtis booms a shot in, and there's another double hit. Now it's Deloro feeling the pressure.
Terabet's having a little trouble, and those officials are right on it. You don't set that cleanly, they're going to call it.
Curtis booms another shot in there. And the somewhat soft kill by Connor Drake throws the timing off of Nevada Union.
That's the first time we've called his name here in Game 3. So keeping him out of the action is always going to be a bonus.
He has 7 kills on the night. Bojack taps it in from a very awkward angle.
Well, Drake was right in front of him, ready to contest that shot had he wound up and really tried to kill it. So he took a different approach.
That's Heppy's serve. And Deloro cannot string any sequence of shots together, and they're going to have to take a timeout.
That's Terabitz again, the setter. He's got to be able to put that ball up in a place where people can hit it, and he's struggling a little bit in this game.
Yeah, you can tell Deloro feeling a bit of pressure after winning Game 2 really without much trouble, and now falling behind 8-2 in Game 3. I think they're knocked a little bit off balance as you take a look at the Food and Farm Show scoreboard. NU out to a quick start, up 8-2, bouncing back extremely well from a somewhat disappointing Game 2. They've made some very good net adjustments, managing to get their kills around the blocks that was so plaguing them in Game 2.
This is exactly the start that Deloro had in Game 2.
Make the serve.
There's Heppy serving. And there's another block by Paul. Bryant flips it up there. There's Curtis, and Curtis hits it into the net.
Coming in from the back row attack.
Coach Salcedo showing him the way that's supposed to be done. There's Connor Drake on the serve. There's Marks, and he gets it to fall.
Well, that was a net ball, no doubt about that. Hit the net, got a lucky bounce, and dropped right down on the DO side. 9-3.
Marks with only 3 kills on the night. He's been pretty quiet so far.
Now that's the same thing that happened right there, only this time for Mitchell, the ball hit the net and then rolled down the tape instead of flipping over.
Deloro now suddenly can't get anything to fall on the Nevada Union side.
Got an equipment malfunction there.
Yeah, untied shoe
by Marks. We're all set to go.
Spurs in serve.
Well, that was right on the line. They're going to call that in.
Yeah, I believe that ball was tipped at the net. which is why it floated out of reach of anyone else on Nevada Union. So here's Humes. Marks gets the kill nicely. You get the feeling that Austin's heating up a bit now.
Well, it was 10-4, and it seemed like DO might be trying to climb back into this, but that kill by Marks certainly was beneficial at this moment.
No, they're not letting, Nevada Union isn't letting Del Oro have any sort of momentum. Just isolated points, not letting them feel confident, not letting them feel comfortable. As Kittle serves it over. A nice dig there by Berzins. Austin has to just hit it over. And that's going to be 4 touches. They cannot get the ball over the net. So Del Oro cannot get 2 consecutive points. Nevada Union with all the momentum. And Kittle serves it over again. Nice dig there by Heppy. And then Marks puts it home.
That was a beautiful set by Bryant because the ball came off of Heppy a little awkwardly, but he was able to set it high up about a foot away from the net and just let him travel underneath it.
Then Kittle serves it just a bit wide. That's his second service error tonight. Coming in for Del Oro was Andreas Lees, who had 2 kills and a block in game 2. And serving is Colin Mitchell. And that's not even going to hit the net.
Well, you can see that came off the side of his hand. He was trying to do a jump serve back there. A little bit of hot dogging by bouncing the ball in between his legs like a basketball player prior to the serve.
Well, as a result, Nevada Union gets the serve again, and Mason Salcedo gets himself an ace. The serve appeared to handcuff the Del Oro recipient. Salcedo's second serve. And he's going to get a second ace. As Adrian Guerin can't get settled underneath that serve. So consecutive aces for Salcedo. 16-5 Nevada Union lead. There's a dig there by Leas. And they're going to say 4 touches like that. That kill did not clear the net. I'm inclined to agree. I don't think that kill had the height.
So that's 3 straight points for Salcedo. 2 aces.
Salcedo with a high arcing serve. And that's going to be a kill for Lees.
Yeah, Kittle trying to get a hand on it, but that's all he's going to be able to do. Salcedo comes out, gets 3 points for the Miners, making it 17-16 now.
Isaac Jorgensen on the serve, trying to get some consecutive points, a little bit of momentum. But nothing doing. Bobby Curtis slamming it home around the block.
So the game 2 meltdown by the Miners seems to be an aberration at this point.
Oh yeah, their offense has really taken over. And that was the big problem. Their defense wasn't that bad. And Bryant's going to get himself an ace. That's his second.
Bryant's going to get himself player of the game if he doesn't watch out.
I think that's the farthest thing from his mind right now.
No, he just wants to get the ball in.
Well, Del Oro just has to dump it in.
Yeah, try to set up.
And there's Paul with his 5th kill of the game. And it's now 19-6 Nevada Union, but there's going to be a conference here. I believe they're going to confer to see if that ball landed out. Regardless, Nevada Union is riding all the momentum. And the call is it's out. So Greg Paul gets his 5th kill taken away. It's 19-7 NU lead. And Kevin Remy on the serve. He runs over to the left side. A powerful serve. Nicely dealt with. Vojak taps it over. And there's the kill. Connor Drake, only his second of the game, but 8 total.
Coming off the block, going out of bounds.
So Del Oro does succeed in getting 2 consecutive points. Heppy with a nice dig. Vojak dumps it in. And what a save there by Bryant. And now they're going to say that Del Oro crossed the line.
Well, it was Bryant who's coming off. No, he's not coming off. He hit the floor pretty hard.
He said he was fine, but he's coming off slowly, head down as he talks to Coach Salcedo.
Yeah, his knee right there has got an abrasion on it where he came down and hit the floor pretty hard while he was going for that ball. It was a great dive, great execution, and he popped it up so hard that it actually went over instead of just trying to save it on his side.
As we return to the action, Bobby Curtis on the serve. A big booming serve. And put away by Connor Drake.
Yeah, Curtis came in from the corner position where he was serving. It came into the middle, and Drake just put it right back there in the corner.
Well, into the game comes Ty Blount. And you leading 20-9. So you're not really too concerned now about losing the game. You're concerned about keeping the momentum. And Kittle elevating.
There's a momentum. I think that was with a capital M.
Or a capital K.
Motivating. That was a motivating hit by Kittle. And the Miners are feeling this one right now, 21-9.
And into serve is David Mateo. And the kill by Colin Mitchell goes into the net. So Mateo gets a point off of his serve. Don't usually see Mateo in up 22-9. Get some opportunities. And he did very well when he's had the opportunity to serve. He gets it over. There's a nice dig by Bryant, keeping it alive, but they're going to call a double hit on Mateo. So 22-10, Nevada Union lead. Mateo stays in. And there's going to be a substitution. Jared Ball comes in, and I think Del Oro is putting in some of their second string players to get some experience here. There's Mateo with the dig. And an off balance, Paul manages to get a pretty good hit on it. A partial block. And Kittle up. And it's in. Evan Kittle with his 4th kill of the night. And he really shows why he was the player of the game yesterday. And he's making a good case for himself today. 23-10 Nevada Union. Riley Burzen's in to serve. Del Oro sets it up. And Mitchell slams it. And they're going to give him the point. I think they're saying that Bryant was in the net there. And now back to serve for Del Oro, Mason Humes. Humes lofts it in there. Heppy with the Kittle with the dig. And Austin Marks can't get it over the net. And now it's 23-12. Nevada Union. Del Oro getting some late points here. A low serve. Mateo with the dig. Now Del Oro sets it up. A nice dig there from Burzens. Bryant trying to put it away. Can't do it. Nice dig there by Burzens. Kittle puts it up and down. Evan Kittle with his 3rd kill of the game. 4th of the night. And we're looking at game point here with Kittle on the serve. It's a low serve. Nicely dug. And then slammed home. I believe that was Colin Mitchell. The very well hit ball. So Mitchell, last time he served, didn't even get to the net. And now he serves it into the net. And that will do it for game 3. Nevada Union winning by the same score they lost game 2, 25-13. So a good showing from Nevada Union, bouncing back nicely from that disastrous second game. And now we're going to take a break. You're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union Miner Volleyball on the Touchdown Productions Sports Network. Nevada Union bouncing back now with a 2-1 lead over Del Oro. Del Oro's defense just could not stand up to Nevada Union's surging offense. Evan Kittle with 3 kills, Vojak with 3 kills and a block, Bryant with 2 aces, Mason Salcedo with 2 consecutive aces, giving Del Oro something to think about. And now we will go to a break. You're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union Miner Volleyball on the Touchdown Productions Sports Network.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The Hauser family reminds you if it's round, rubber, and it rolls, then you're sure to find it at Plaza Tire and Auto Service. From regular car and truck tires to small specialty tires for your trailers and golf carts, you can trust Plaza Tire has the tire for you. They stake their reputations on it every day. Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Auto repair done on your schedule, not theirs, in Penn Valley, Nevada City, and in Colfax.
Be sure to join us each week right here on NCTV Channel 11 at 6:30 to 7:30, and of course on our YouTube channel, The Food and Farm Show.
And of course brought to you by Touchdown Productions, the Foothills leader in sports television. This is Gil Dominguez saying thanks a lot for tuning in tonight. And be sure to stay with us after the game as we present the Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Award, created by Stuckey Engravers. Once again, the Touchdown Productions staff will select the best player of tonight's game and award them with a plaque created by Stuckey's. It's the Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Award coming up right after this exciting sports telecast, right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. Guys, back up to you.
And we're back here at the Allied Gymnasium, about to start Game 4. Nevada Union up 2-1, coming back from a very decisive loss in Game 2 to win just as decisively in Game 3. There's really not a lot you can say about the difference. The difference was all on offense. So we join the action. Bryant on the serve. There's a nice block by Vojak. Now Paul up just dumps it in. And a very off balance Andreas Lees can't get the ball over. So the first point again goes to Nevada Union. Something noticeable there, Trevor Bryant, after taking a shot in the knee the last game, he's wearing a padded knee brace. And Del Oro kind of scrambling to get the ball over, and somehow the ball falls right in the middle of 4 Nevada Union players. So some communication breakdown in front of the Nevada Union net. And now Del Oro on the serve. Nice dig there from Heppy. And Bojack puts it away with a kill. Heppy playing a wonderful defensive game with 7 digs. 2 per game so far. Now Bobby Curtis in on the serve. Booming shot. But he looks like he bad tossed himself there. And that's going to be a service error. Now we have a substitution in. Kevin Remy in for Jacob Terabets. And Remy's going right into serve. Bryant to Kittle. And Kittle slams it home. Evan Kittle with his 5th kill of the night. Putting Nevada Union right back on the serve, up 3-2. Chandler Heppy. Curtis with a nice dig, keeps it alive, and then dumps it deep into Del Oro territory. A nice dig from Curtis. And Kittle, I believe he spiked that one into the net. I don't think that had enough height to get over. And that ties things up 3-3. Dustin Penn Henry comes in to serve.
So game 4, all of the pre-game jitters are gone now.
Should be at least.
People are warmed up and ready to see who's going to win this game.
They're going to call Bryant in the net on his attempt to set that one. So another error for Nevada Union. That puts Del Oro on top, 4-3. And that serve's going to go long. But Dustin Penn Henry with his 2nd service error on the night.
Yeah, not happy with himself, but those things happen. You got to shake it off and come right back.
And let's see if Nevada Union can capitalize. This is Riley Berzins. Nice dig there. Try to catch Nevada Union off guard. And then Kittle gets his kill blocked. And there's a block at the net. I believe that was Bryant. And Del Oro has to dump it over. Bryant sets it up for Curtis. And somehow Del Oro manages to save it with a nice kick from the stands.
Unbelievable.
Bryant sets it up. There's Kittle. And Kittle smashes it home.
What an unbelievable play, using his foot like a soccer ball over at the bleacher area, kicked it high up, almost hit the I-beam, came down and play continued. Oh my.
It was an amazing rally there. Nevada Union hangs on to win that point. Evan Kittle placing that shot perfectly right on the line, giving Del Oro no chance to save it. As Berzin serve. And a half-speed spike from Connor Drake fools the defense.
Connor Drake, eyes in the back of his head and the side of his head. He knows where everybody is on the court.
That's his 10th kill. The serve flies over the net. Nicely placed, but just out. Austin Marks trying to finesse that shot in there.
Yeah, and the sad thing is that was wide open right along the side there.
It's a case of being too fine.
Pushed it a little bit too far.
There's Jorgensen with the serve. There's Kittle. Gets it blocked by Mitchell. Kittle again places it down there. Drake with the dig. And there's the kill by Mitchell. The blocker is just a bit too far away from the net as it hits them and goes straight down on their side.
NU not being as aggressive as they were. They're more playing from a defensive position, trying not to lose rather than to win the game.
But the kill there. Was that Austin Marks?
That was Austin Marks.
Austin Marks putting it right in the middle of everyone.
7-6. favor of the Golden Eagles from Loomis, California, trying to get their piece of a SFL title.
Well, there's a decisive kill by Colin Mitchell. Mitchell coming alive this game after only having 1 kill in game 3. He's got 2 in game 4.
I'm going to predict that even if they don't win tonight, they're going to make some noise in the playoffs with their style of play.
It's very intense. Nice dig there by Humes. Now Humes just has to put it into Nevada Union. And off balance, Marks comes in, almost catches Nevada Union sleeping, or catches DeLauro sleeping, but then Dustin Penn Henry smacks it straight into the net.
Yeah, he was a little far back for a back row attack. Needed to get a little air under that ball.
There's Mason Salcedo. And Mitchell smashes it wide. And they're going to say no touch. So it remains with Nevada Union 8-8 in game 4. NU up 2 games to 1. Nice serve by Salcedo. Kittle with the dig. And a nice block there by Isaac Jorgensen.
Almost pushed him right off the floor. Colin Mitchell was so excited. He was up there with Jorgensen. So Miners tie it up, only to see the lead go back to Del Oro, 9-8.
Del Oro playing a very high energy game.
Mitchell over there mugging to camera 3. You know, you got time on your hands when you can do that.
Oh, and what a block by Trevor Bryant. Anticipating the quick return from Del Oro and catches everyone off guard.
Now he'll go back to serve. All tied up here at 9. Miners trying to close it out, not trying to get into that 5th game where anything can happen.
There's Terabets. Gets blocked, but the block flies out. And Del Oro
back to the 1-point lead.
Del Oro sensing some trepidation on Nevada Union's side. And there's an ace. Isaac Jorgensen.
That ball looked like it was going to go out, and all of a sudden it just died and fell right down.
It's Jorgensen's first ace of the night. Right to Vojak. Vojak tips it deep. And then comes back with a nice block. Vojak with 4 blocks tonight.
Well, that's his job up there on the front line. And if they give him the opportunity and they're going to take it his way, then you got to battle through Vojak.
That's Curtis's serve. Catches Andreas Lees in the chest. And Terabet's trying to do too much from the corner. Hits it well out.
Yeah, he couldn't even get his hands up there in time. Kind of played it off his chest. Fortunately, it just bounced up like a perfect set.
Bobby Curtis has a rocket of a serve.
11-11.
But this time the rocket flies into the net. That is his second service error.
Well, that's the jump serve. And you got to have that down and if you're going to use that in a game. And Bobby does. This one just happens to go into the net.
It's Kevin Remy's serve. Just clears. Kittle with the dig. And Paul with the kill.
Off the touch.
Greg Paul has been pretty subdued with only 4 kills tonight, but that is his 5th.
It's going to tie it up 12-12.
And that's Chandler Heppy back there for the serve. And he tries to play it a bit too fine for the service error. Only his first on the night. Heppy sitting on 7 digs. His play has been almost primarily defensive. Into service, Dustin Penn Henry. Just eases it up over the net. Bryant sets it up. And Paul can't get that one to drop. And trying to tap it over is Connor Drake. And just doesn't get enough of it. It falls back on his own side. That ties it back up at 13. And into the game to serve Riley Berzins. Del Oro trying to be a bit too fine in general There's Colin Mitchell serving it into the net.
Yeah, it came off the side of his hand right there.
So
Didn't go where he wanted to. He was trying to aim for cross court.
Brisen sends it over. And there's a decisive kill.
Yeah, right in front of Bobby there. Nothing he could do about that.
And that was Connor Drake, who, after only getting 1 kill in the first game, has come back and has just recorded his 11th.
14 all, game 4.
And here's Kittle with the smash attempt, but it's not going to matter because they're going to get Bryant on a double touch. So Connor Drake.
This game will go right down to the wire. Del Oro trying to force a game 5.
Bryant to Marks, but they're going to say that a Del Oro player was in the net. So 15 all. And we're seeing.
It makes you wonder what happened in game 2 or in game 3. Game 2 NU lost. Game 3 Del Oro lost by big margins.
And there's Mason Humes getting only his 2nd kill of the night. Surprising Nevada Union. Caught flat-footed, just kind of dumps it over. There's the captain on the serve. There's Bryant. Marks tries to tap it in, but no good. And there's a block there by Curtis. And there's the kill by Terabets.
Yeah, Kittle can only get 1 arm on that. Timeout, Nevada Union. 17-15. First team to 20 has a big advantage, and right now Del Oro only 3 points away from that 20-point threshold as the entire gym goes silent.
Yeah, it seems the wind has really gone out of Nevada Union's sails. As Del Oro riding high, take a look at the Food and Farm Show scoreboard. Del Oro on top in Game 4, 17-15. Del Oro's really playing a high-energy game, and I get the sense that Nevada Union is playing back on their heels, just like they did in Game 2, which they lost 25-13. They have to start playing more aggressively, forcing Del Oro to make errors, because they've shown that given enough pressure, Del Oro will make mental and physical mistakes. So if Nevada Union just keeps applying pressure, the points will come.
Well, that's what I said. That was my first observation early on here in Game 4, that I felt that NU was playing not to lose rather than to win.
But Mason Humes serving it into the net. That's a great way to give momentum back to the other team. That's his 2nd service error.
Well, that's an opportunity for momentum. That does not constitute momentum itself. You need to create some points right here.
Well, Salcedo has 2 aces on the night. Let's see if he can lead him to it. They're going to say Bobby Curtis was in the net. So that's going to give the point and the serve back to Del Oro, up 18-16. Colin Mitchell on the serve. High arcing serve.
Little floater.
Bryant to Curtis. And Curtis is going to slam it home. Curtis goes right into the block, which doesn't get enough solid contact to put it back, and just glances it down the side. That's going to put Trevor Bryant on the serve. Good dig there. And a block by Paul, but the block is going to sail wide. So Del Oro trading points with Nevada Union, up 19-17 now.
Yeah, you can't trade points when you're this close to winning the game.
There's Jorgensen on the serve. Kittle to Bryant to Curtis, and Curtis, I don't even think Del Oro saw that ball coming at them. I think those were just instinctive reactions so that they don't get hurt.
Well, finally, Curtis gets a ball that he can handle up on the right side where he loves to hit it home, and good things happen usually when he gets that. 19-18 right now.
Now Curtis on the serve with that very strong serve he has. He just kind of eases that one in. That's a block by Kittle.
Actually, I think it came off the top of the net. Ball slammed down on top of the net and bounced away.
Well, either way, it's going to be Del Oro's serve.
20-18. DO, first team to get to 20.
Remy's serve. Bryant to Kittle.
In the net. Point Del Oro. 21-18 here in Game 4.
Game 4 coming down to the wire. Del Oro needs to win to force a Game 5.
Just like they did over at their house a couple weeks ago.
There's Paul. Doesn't get a lot of speed on that one. Bryant keeps it alive. And Kittle just taps it over. But a good save there by Mitchell to keep it alive and up and over into Nevada Union territory. Oh, and that is unfortunate. Bryant's going to talk this one over. Bryant clearly does not agree with that call.
Timeout again, Nevada Union, their second timeout of the game, so they are all out of timeouts. 22-18.
Del Oro riding high right now. Take a look at the Food and Farm Show scoreboard. You can see Del Oro up 22-18 in Game 4. And this has just been another massive swing in momentum. Nevada Union winning Game 1. Del Oro coming back, handily winning Game 2. Nevada Union bouncing back in Game 3. And now Del Oro threatening to take this to a fifth game.
Both those Game 2 and 3, 25-13, 25-13. You know, two evenly matched squads on paper. Not to look at them in height. I mean, Nevada Union definitely has the height advantage over most of the Del Oro players, but Del Oro really playing scrappy volleyball and playing as a team and, like you said, spreading out the scoring among a lot of different people.
Well, here's Remy's serve. Bryant sets it up, Vojak, and Vojak's going to get it down.
Off the hands of Terabets.
Vojak with
tried to put it
kills.
up, but too much mustard on that hot dog.
Yeah, Vojak's got 7 kills on the night. 22-19 Del Oro. Chandler Heppy's serve. There's Lees. And Lees is going to hit it very long.
So Miner's got a little hole to dig out of now. They need 5 points to win the game, and they have to hold Del Oro to less than 2.
There's Heppy's serve. Kittle keeping it alive. Going up and getting it down.
So Kittle hit it, but he had to get out of the way so Bryant could come up and set it, and Bryant just set it right where he was standing, allowed Kittle to come back into the game and knock it down for the point. 22-21, 2 points since the timeout called by Coach Salcedo.
Del Oro setting it up.
I think if NU wins this point, you'll see a timeout by Del Oro.
There's Paul. A great dig there by Drake. Oh, but Dustin Penn Henry getting up there and blocking.
That was almost an overpass. That's what created the confusion at the net. As that ball came up, it was just tipped and allowed for the confusion. Del Oro needed that point. You don't want to get tied up here, 22 all.
Uh-oh.
Another overpass. And that's what happens when you hit an overpass. The other team is just going to smack it right down your throat.
And Connor Drake is not the guy you want to see bearing down on the overpass.
24-21. Set point here.
Kittle. Bryant.
Out.
Oh, and out it goes.
And we're going to Game 5.
Del Oro riding very high on that.
Now here's an interesting stat, unofficial. It's not going to be in the sitter stats.
Okay.
All of the winning games have been on this side of the court.
Wow.
All of the winning games. Whoever's on this side of the court has won the game.
Well,
They're going to flip the coin right now to see what side they're going to be on. There's the toss. Del Oro has won the toss. They're going to serve. So they are flipping sides as the Miners and the Golden Eagles take it into a Game 5 here.
Boy, this has just been a back-and-forth match. Both teams coming off of a victory, only to lose the next one.
A share of the SFL title is at stake.
Take a look at the Food and Farm Show scoreboard. We're all tied up at 2 games apiece. Game 4, the closest of the 4 games, with Nevada Union coming back from an early deficit to rally and almost take the 4th game and the match. But Del Oro shutting the door on that, forcing a Game 5.
Let's go to Shift 4, Gerald. Shift 4. And we'll remind everybody to join us for our next telecast. It's going to be senior night here. Always a fun time for the entire, of course, their season isn't over. Sometimes when you do senior night, it's your last game of your career. That will not be the case here. Miners still have a game on the road with Wood Creek. But Monday will be senior night. Of course, the Touchdown Productions Game of the Week will be here to cover that. We won't be going to Wood Creek, but we will be back here for the first Miner game of the playoffs. And, of course, that's even in jeopardy right now because if there's a 3-way tie, we don't exactly know where they're going to be.
Yeah, Nevada Union, I think, just to play it safe, should probably win this game.
Well, you have to win this game. You throw the whole playoff structure in jeopardy by not taking care of business here tonight against this scrappy Del Oro team, who now, for the second time this season, has taken the Miners to 5 games. They didn't like the outcome of the 5th game over at Del Oro. We'll see if it's any different here tonight. The thing about the 5th game, you got to get out to a quick lead.
Yeah, with only 15 points to win, it really could be decided early. Del Oro scrambling a bit, manages to save it for a bit.
Big point, big first point here in Game 5.
Colin Mitchell can't connect on the 3rd touch to get it over. And now it looks like Evan Kittle. Well, there's some discussion here. Trevor Bryant talking to one of the referees.
Yeah, about one of the hits on the last time that it went past the bench. And whether one of the persons on the bench. Okay, they're saying you can't play it into the bench. They won the point anyway, so I'm not exactly sure what the discussion is.
I think it's more just to clarify. I think Trevor wanted to just let Del Oro know.
Once the ball goes into the bench, you can't play it.
And now Bryant's on the serve.
Crowd starts to come alive.
Del Oro scrambles a bit. And they're going to say there was a block by Vojak. And then nice save there by Bryant. Paul up, hits it deep. Del Oro comes back. Pepe keeps it alive.
Off the block, goes back.
Del Oro keeping it alive. They have to just dump it over. Oh, and they're going to say that Bryant went into the net.
Which he definitely was.
Oh, yeah. So
1-1.
After that long point, Del Oro takes the serve back. And there's Kevin Remy.
And a little bit of a delay, which really kind of broke up the momentum of the actual game.
Vojak to Bryant, back to Vojak, just taps it over. Del Oro just tosses it back over. A little bit of confusion at the net, but they get it over.
Yeah, Bobby actually punched the ball.
And a wicked shot there by Dustin Penn Henry. Only his first kill of the night.
Well, a timely kill for Penn Henry as he puts up Del Oro 2-1 here in Game 5. This is a very important point right here now.
Nevada Union needs to get back on the serve. Bryant to Vojak, and Vojak hits it long.
So 3-1, and this is what happened at Granite Bay last week, where they went down 5-1 in Game 5 and couldn't recover.
The long serve. Bryant to Vojak. Vojak taps it over and down.
That's the third or fourth dink that Vojak has tried to execute. That one works out well for them.
Bobby Curtis serves it low. Vojak gets a big piece of it. Bryant back to Vojak. A great save there. Oh, look at Heppy throwing it back over. And there's a block. A block by Bobby Curtis.
It was Heppy that made the difference there, kept that ball alive. Chandler Heppy going all the way back past the end line. Had the presence of mind to knock it way over into the DO side.
And that's going to fall out. Dustin Penn Henry looking for his second kill, but can't get it to stay in.
And that was an important point, too, for the Miners.
Now they take the lead 4-3. Curtis with another low serve. Oh, and look at Heppy. And Heppy, I don't even think he got his arm or hand in there. I think that was all chest or shoulder.
Heppy is unconscious. He's just letting the game flow right through him right now. That's why he's the libero. Your job is to be where the ball is going to land. And you have to anticipate that.
There's Penn Henry, and Penn Henry hits another one out.
6-3 in the Allied Gymnasium. The site of many an exciting game, volleyball, basketball, in these hallowed halls here at Nevada Union.
Curtis the serve. And there's Connor Drake, the kill leader by a large margin.
Del Oro really needed that point after an NU reeled off 3 in a row to take a 6-3 lead.
There's the serve by Andreas Lees. There's Vojak, taps it over. A nice dig there from Lees. Heppy plays it up. Bryant to Vojak, and Vojak kills again.
I was just going to say, I'm tired of seeing him dink. He really needs to wind up and just let it fly when he gets the opportunity. Not quite a full-on kill right there, but enough of it to put it down.
Vojak with 9 kills.
7-4.
Curtis plays it up. Bryant over to Paul, and Paul connects.
Now that was perfect execution. Bryant was on the far left side. Timeout, Del Oro. Bryant was on the far left side, really couldn't set it right anywhere in front of him, had to back set, didn't even look, set the back set, and then the tremendous kill on the right-hand side.
Yeah, Greg Paul with only 6 kills on the night. Take a look at the Food and Farm Show scoreboard. Nevada Union up 8-4 in this race to 15 in Game 5. And all of the energy is back in Nevada Union. You can't even tell they played 2 games in the previous 2 days. They are alive and just want to get this last game put away as quickly as possible.
Well, NU was a little bit on the ropes there at the beginning of this game, and it took a tremendous backcourt play by Chandler Heppy to get him back in there and really ignite the Miners. I think his defensive play there really set the tone for the next several points.
And fittingly, Heppy is on the serve. There's Big 13 Heppy with a huge dig. Oh, a nice block there.
Back set, little too far.
And that's going to land in.
Wow. That back set went a little bit too far over the net, but able just to tip it over. Heppy serves again.
And they give it in the hands. Nice dive from Heppy. And then another block by Drake.
Yeah, Heppy was going to have to be laying on the floor to play that ball.
Drake's come up with a couple of huge blocks for Del Oro, keeping them in this 9-5 Nevada Union lead. There's Bryant sending it to Kittle and blocked out. Madison Humes saying that it hit Kittle's head on the way out. Well, that is not the call.
10-5, Nevada Union taking command of Game 5 here.
There's Riley Burzins with the serve. Low just clears the net, and Burzin's going to get himself a clutch ace.
And now the wheels are falling off for Del Oro. In a game to 15, you're down 11-5, and bad things are happening.
Del Oro needs to win this point and then get on a pretty good run of their own. Burzin serves it. Kittle plays it back. Off the ceiling, off the lights. They're going to just set it over. Nevada Union sets it up. Bryant with a sly little kill there. Nevada Union just a little bit too slow to prevent it.
Well, they were a little bit out of place after the ball caromed off the lights and the backboard and the I-beam. Looked like a pinball up there. They were successful in getting the ball over, but in the meantime, they had lost their position and they had lost their focus. So when the opportunity came 2 balls later for NU to put the ball down, the middle of the court was wide open for them.
Yeah, Del Oro taking another timeout, trying to settle their guys down. NU up 12-5 now. Just 3 points away from putting away Del Oro. Burzin serves, set up, and Isaac Jorgensen hits it right into the net. Forget the tape, that thing was going straight down.
And remaining, a victory will keep them in first place in the SFL.
A nice recovery there by Marks.
Overpass. And hit out by Marks.
Marks didn't connect solidly. It looked like it flew off his hand.
Well, those overpasses look so delicious when you're there. Here they are. They're spinning. They're coming over, and you're just going to take that ball home. All it takes is a little hand-eye misconnect.
Mason Humes serving it over. There's Marks, and Marks.
That's twice in a row.
Looked like that ball was a bit too high for him to get full power on.
13-7. Well, that's that timing. It looks so delicious, and you're going to hit it right down.
Humes serves it over. There's Kittle with the tap. Bobby Curtis gets up there. There's Marks tapping it over. A nice dig there by Humes. And they have to just set it over.
Little free volleyball.
That was a good tap there by Marks. Looks like Del Oro's just going to have to set it over again. And there's Kittle slamming it home.
Match point for the Miners.
And Evan Kittle on to serve. And there it is. Just floats it in. And that ball probably would have gone long, but Kittle taking no chances gets it in.
And the ball goes in. Bobby Curtis has won the game for the Miners. Game 5 victory for Nevada Union over a tough Del Oro squad.
All 5 games won on the right-hand court. I can't take credit for that statistic. That's all Gil Dominguez there.
It became obvious to me after Game 3. And I don't know what the reasoning is, and it probably isn't even anything, and just a unnecessary observation. But the winning side was the right side tonight. So Nevada Union, what a great job Levi Oates has done with this Del Oro squad. Disappointed tonight, but they are certainly going to be in the playoffs, and with that is going to come another opportunity to maybe play the Miners again, but certainly live to play another day. They will be the third team. I would not like to see them go to that special game on Mondays for that, but that may very well happen as well. We just have to wait and see. But the Miners almost punching their ticket to the SFL title with the win tonight.
Yeah, they just have to go through a few more, I guess you could call them formalities, just to finish out the schedule. They've been playing such a high level of volleyball, and this game, the two previous games, just go to show what they can do when facing just a little bit of adversity. They come back, they never give up, and this has been a whole team effort. Lots of marks for everyone on the Nevada Union team. They never gave up. When their energy was low, they somehow managed to find some more, and they just kept pouring it on, and never gave up until the game was over.
Well, that's why I was thinking, when you talk about player of the game, who do you pick? This really was a team effort, and I'm even leaning toward, it's a team player of the game.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, you look at the stats. Vojak came through big on offense, 3 blocks, 9 kills. Evan Kittle with looking like 8 kills, 3 blocks in the second game, just giving them some momentum, not giving up. Trevor Bryant with 2 aces, 3 blocks, and 4 kills. It's very hard to decide. Everyone was really pulling their weight tonight.
Well, let's see if we can get Marco Salcedo over here then and talk with him. He's chatting with the Union reporter right now, who's of course be filing this story, and of course you can read all about this tomorrow in the Union, and follow the Nevada Union Miners. Of course, our show will be on Saturday, and then of course you can watch it anytime whatsoever on our YouTube channel, the Game of the Week YouTube channel, where you can go out and see all the great games as Marco is handing off some keys. Let me see if I can call him over here. Marco! Okay, here he comes right now. Can you sit down for a second? As Mr. Sitter gets out of the way, and we'll go ahead and talk with Coach Salcedo as he comes over to the table. Coach, what a tremendous victory here tonight.
That was a stressful one. There was so much on the line for that match. Bottom line, we win that. We've got 2 more games. We can win out the league. Sets us up real nice for section playoffs and seeding and all that kind of stuff.
And conversely, you drop that game 5, all kinds of havoc can ensue.
It could actually go to, if it could have gone to a 4-way tie for league. If the Del Oro beats Granite Bay, and I can't remember if Rockland still has to play one.
Well, and you wouldn't have gotten the home seed in the playoff probably, or anything like that, and everything. But what a great job Levi Oates has done with the Del Oro team. I don't know how well you know him.
Long time. We coached together down at NCVC. And he's a great guy. He's done a great job with this team. Their defense is amazing.
He seems very focused. He's got a very good rapport with his boys out there, and really teaches, you can tell, the fundamentals of volleyball.
And a lot of those guys play club, so and they're good kids, and that's why they're playing so well. I mean, I know all those kids. I've coached a lot of those kids. They're good kids. They listen well. And that's why he's putting together a really strong team this year.
They didn't panic at all. And Gerald, if you could throw up the line score here for me, what makes the difference between those games? I mean, you take a look at those games. You guys, when I saw the first game, I said, well, I don't even know how they went to 5 games the last time. And then a complete reversal there in game 2.
Our thing that we're trying to fix right now, and I've said it with my guys, and my guys understand, offensively we are one of the top teams out there. We've got too many weapons from our middles and all the way across. Our big thing is we start making simple mistakes, and we get a little bit relaxed when we take a lead. Or the other thing that this team does sometimes is, even when we lose, or even going to game 5 tonight, they feel comfortable because they know they can still win. And even with the Granite Bay loss, we still felt comfortable going into game 5. And that's one thing with this team, because they know how quick they can see by the scores, how quick as soon as that engine runs and we start rolling, you're not going to stop it. And then they've just gotten used to that. We've got to clean up the simple errors so that we don't have these Game 5s.
Well, I can tell you, if it wasn't for Chandler Heppy there in Game 5,
amazing,
you may not be in the position that you're in tonight.
That was the difference in the match right there. Chandler stepped up and dug 3 or 4 balls that were...
He was unconscious.
Yeah.
Where that ball was coming, and sometimes when you're playing that position as the libero, you don't want to overthink it.
Right.
You're trying to play those angles. You're trying to be where the ball is and whether he's diving, whether he was just in the right position and handling those hot kills. It was all Heppy in that Game 5.
Absolutely.
To keep you guys in until the offense can kind of catch up and start to make some points.
And our biggest thing that we're trying to start pushing, and we did it tonight, and the difference was in those 2 games that we were pretty much blowouts there, we started running middle, and I told Trevor, I want pretty much every single ball to go through our middle. Nobody in this league can stop us in our middle. We don't set the middle enough. And so what we're starting to do and trying again, there's new things we're trying to push towards playoffs. We're going to run the middle until they get tired or try to stop us.
Right.
And then once we were running that middle, all of a sudden Greg and Bobby and everybody and Evan just had a field day because it's one-on-one from that point, and you're not going to stop any of those hitters one-on-one.
Now, what happened to Bryant's knee? He went on a great dig. He kind of bumped it hard on the floor.
It's been going on for about a week or 2 now.
It looked like there was an abrasion there.
It's an old one. He got hit, I want to say it was about 2 weeks ago, so it's been aggravating him a little bit. It's a bruise kind of in the bone, so it's so tender, and all it takes is one bump, and it flares up, and it just aches.
Right.
So, I had...
Did you think about taking him out, or?
Well, always, if there's an injury or anything, I never, but I had Kevin Ivey to take a look at it, and that's what's great. I really appreciate Kevin's been to every single one of our games this year.
I could hear him back here cheering in Game 5 as it was 11 and 12 and 13 points, and I don't think there was another person in the stands more excited than Kevin. And what a great job he did last night when the ball came and hit Bobby Curtis in the nose, and it
Bobby
started
got
bleeding.
A bloody nose, and Kevin had everything because it got all on his jersey,
right?
And he had the chemicals to actually clean the jersey.
We saw that, and that's one of the things I said right away to the guys that were announcing was that there's blood on that jersey. They're going to have to deal with that because there's a strict no blood policy in any of these sports right here. And what's the contingency plan on that? Do you have a spare jersey that he can wear? Is the boosters got to pony up a spare jersey here, or what?
Well, what the issue, and I gotta have to clarify it. And being that game scenario right there, Jason Johnson would have been fine with me changing number and going to a different number for him. In other, CIF games and different stuff like that, we're kind of at a loss right there. We don't have backup, and you cannot everybody change jersey in the middle of a game to a different color or something like that.
Right.
So he'd have to sit out if we didn't have the kind of stuff.
So you got to have the chemicals on hand to take care of the blood stain and get it out of there to where it's not an issue and everybody feels safe out there on the court.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, no, it was an exciting one there. I felt comfortable because, and this is really the positive thing. Yes, we've had 5 matches now that have gone 5. The positive thing that this is coming out is we're getting conditioned to go 5. We can handle those games. We handle the pressure. Where a lot of teams, when you don't have that luxury and you're winning in 3 every single night, all of a sudden you play a tough team, you're going 5. And I've had years past where that happened. And all of a sudden you're in a game 5 and you've only played maybe 1 all year. You're not conditioned. You don't know how to handle the pressure gets built up.
Right.
If we start getting into these playoffs and start getting deep in the playoffs, we're going to have that experience of how to continue to win and going 5 if it does go 5
and find a way.
And you can saw it tonight. Trevor did an amazing job stepping up as a leader and really taking a lot of control out there. So been waiting for that to happen, and he's finally. And I think it's that desperation now. We're going into playoffs. He's finally seen that this is it. This is my last run. And I've had just absolutely a humongous change in Trevor's attitude and his leadership skills out there. He's taken over this team, and that's one of the reasons he's back setting full time. And I ran a little 6'2", and because he wants it now.
Right.
And once you get that eye and it starts feeding to the other players, and once they get hungry for it, that's where we're going to be.
A lot of back sets tonight. When he was over in the corner, he was
Yeah.
trapped right there, and there was really no other place to put it
Right.
but behind you.
Right.
And he did it pretty much perfectly all night.
He's an amazingly smart player, and Alex, and most of my guys. I mean,
What I like is when he sets it and he loses control of his. Actually, he's in control of his body, but he's in control so much that he can set it and then just let his body fall to the ground.
Exactly.
Because all that matters is
what's
the
coming out,
touch
yes.
that you come on the ball,
Yeah.
and the rest of it is immaterial. And he's actually using that body English to control that as it goes up. So,
Absolutely.
so very, very smart player. Well, Coach, listen,
Thank
I
you.
know you want to get to your team. You haven't had a chance to talk to him yet, as they were striking the court
Taking
and everything.
everything
Nice sized crowd in here tonight. I hope we get one for senior night on Monday.
We'll start filling this place up.
All righty.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Coach Marco Salcedo there joining us here in the post-game show as Miners go on to win in 5 and remain in first place in the SFL, and that means, of course, that they win out the next 2 games. They will have the home court advantage definitely in the first 2 rounds, so that'll be the Thursday game on the 9th, and then the 12th would be the second, which would be the semifinals, and all of that would be happening here in the Allies. Steve, why don't you break down some stats as I run over to the truck?
All right. Well, Connor Drake was Del Oro's big hitter. Connor Drake with, I believe, 13 kills. He was the best killer by far. Colin Mitchell, Isaac Jorgensen, and Mason Humes were all in it, but they were more used for auxiliary to kind of give Drake the ability to work out more so that he didn't have 2 people blocking him all the time. But Connor Drake, big early on. Even late in the game, he had 2 blocks and a kill that really put Nevada Union on edge. On the Nevada Union side of it, it was Evan Kittle, Trevor Bryant, Lucas Vojak. It's hard to pinpoint exactly who was the big hitter there. Even Greg Paul getting 6 kills in 5 games. Paul's game has really come alive lately. He had 6 kills, 2 blocks, proving that he's both offensive and defensively minded. He's been playing very well among Trevor Bryant, Chandler Heppy with 9 digs, 2 in that last game. Very, very big, really keeping Nevada Union in the game. Curtis was there with a lot of kills, 2 blocks, a few service errors. Austin Marks with 6 kills, a dig in that 5th game. Really, it was just overall everyone was contributing, and it wasn't any one player that was really carrying them. With Del Oro, it was like Connor Drake would come up with the blocks and the big kills and really just kill the momentum, and occasionally Colin Mitchell would too. But with Nevada Union, you never knew where the big hit was going to come from. It could come from Curtis, it could come from Bryant, it could come from Kittle, it could come from Vojak, it could even come from Paul or Mason Salcedo with 2 aces, 2 huge aces in Game 3. It was just an overall team victory, and it's one that they can look back on. They can look back on the past 3 games with a great amount of pride, hanging with Granite Bay, who were very hungry for a win after losing the first matchup with them. Jesuit coming in, giving them a lot of adversity, forcing them to find energy when they didn't think they had any left, and then coming in tonight going 5 games against a very dangerous Del Oro team that was hungry for a playoff shot. It really shows a lot of character, a lot of heart in this Nevada Union team trying to pull through, even when they think they're running on empty. Be sure to join us on Monday. It's senior night. We have a senior night telecast. The Nevada Union Miners take on the Roseville Tigers, and we will be here covering it all. Our executive producer tonight was Gilbert M. Dominguez. Our director, Gerald Davenport. Camera operators, Paul Town, Kimmer Burgess, and Patrick Wells. Announcers, Steve Sitter, and my color guy, Gil Dominguez. Office manager, Lynn Dominguez. The remote facilities, Commander 2. Commander Maintenance, Plaza Tire and Auto Service, and Reeby's Auto Parts. Player of the Game Award, presented by the Food and Farm Show and Stookie Engravers. Touchdown Accounting, Cinto Graziano, LLP. Thanks for joining us tonight. Nevada Union Volleyball taking on Del Oro, victorious in a harrowing 5-game victory. Nevada Union coming out of it with the win, having their destiny in their hands. And we will be sure to see you on Monday as they take on the Roseville Tigers. You've been watching Touchdown Productions Game of the Week. Thanks for joining us.
Be sure to join us each week right here on NCTV Channel 11 at 6:30 to 7:30, and of course on our YouTube channel, The Food and Farm Show. California, it's the 45th annual Penn Valley Rodeo. All the rodeo action coming up next on your Nevada County Game of the Week. Good afternoon, everybody, from a beautiful day here in Penn Valley as we bring you coverage of the 45th annual Penn Valley Rodeo. I'm Gil Dominguez, kind of hanging around waiting for Ken Tribby and Mark Wall, but with me until they arrive is Laura Brewer. Laura, good afternoon. Okay, there we go. Now our mic's open. There you go.
Oh, okay. Hi, Nevada County. How are you?
Laura Brewer is going to be here helping us with calling some of the stuff going on here at the rodeo because, you know, we do some football and other things like that, but we're not necessarily rodeo aficionados, Laura.
Oh, okay.
So, as they have some of the introductions going on right here, they have the princesses.
That's the 2001 Penn Valley Rodeo Queen, Casey Blasey. And here's the 2001 Penn Valley Junior Rodeo Queen, Brittany Kumar.
Years of tradition is carried on inside this arena today, and we hope to continue on. As we thank our
so these are this year's rodeo queens that we're looking at right here?
This is this year's brand new rodeo queens. Brittany Kumar is 12 years old. Casey Blasey is a longtime resident of Penn Valley.
Be a rodeo without these two gentlemen, our chairman and co-chairman.
It's got to be pretty exciting for them, Laura, to be the queen for this event.
Yeah, they're pretty excited. They both got brand new saddles yesterday as a prize for winning the Penn Valley Rodeo Queen competition.
Well, you grew up in Penn Valley, and of course you aspire to be, if you're into equestrian, then you aspire to be one of the queens someday.
Yeah, you sure do. It's a lot of little girls' dream to be out there and salute the rodeo as a queen.
For some of us, and for those of you who do not know, we're going to take a moment here, and I will express some of our thoughts.
I believe this is Hal Varney coming out. Yeah, why don't we do that, Casey? While they're doing the introductions right here, let's thank some introductions of our own. The Nevada County Game of the Week is underwritten by the following local businesses: Liberty Motors and the new Liberty Outlet of Grass Valley. Gary Alkenbrecht, Tom Rubino, and Val Vittigan support the Lake Wildwood Aquatic Recreation Club. That's Liberty Motors and the new Liberty Outlet of Grass Valley. Hanson Brothers Construction and HB Reynolds of Grass Valley. Sue Peterson is this year's chair of the Board of Directors of the Nevada County Grass Valley Chamber of Commerce. Hanson Brothers Construction and HB Reynolds. Premier Plumbing and Irrigation Supply of Nevada City. Mark and Chuck Ryan, along with Carrie McDonald, support youth sports in Nevada County. Premier Plumbing and Irrigation Supply of Nevada City. and Grass Valley Glass. Shauna, Marty, and all the Salwins support grad night this year at Nevada Union. That's Grass Valley Glass of Grass Valley. And the new accent lighting. Donna and Arnold Goldberg support this year's Music in the Mountains. That's the new accent lighting of Grass Valley. And, of course, we can't forget the new Sports Fever of Grass Valley. Owners Jason and Jill Auld support youth activities in Nevada County. That's the new Sports Fever of Grass Valley. And, of course, Touchdown Productions, Nevada County's leader in sports television. Join us next week on the Nevada County Game of the Week for some exciting spring basketball, summer basketball action as the Nevada Union Lady Miners take on the Bear River Lady Bruins in a game live from the House of Pain on the campus of Nevada Union. So that's Summer League basketball action next week. Lady Miners versus the Lady Bruins. Be sure to be there. And, of course, we are very happy to be here today in Penn Valley. This is our third time covering the rodeo out here. And, Laura, it's always a lot of fun to come out here and visit with our friends from Penn Valley and see their exciting rodeo that they have here.
Yeah, it sure is. It's the 45th annual rodeo this year.
We just passed our Veterans Day celebration, and we remember all those that gave their lives for our freedom. So I'm going to introduce to you a lovely lady who carries the banner of freedom, Mandy Davis.
And as Mandy Davis brings across the American flag, I understand Carol C.J. Bryant will be singing the national anthem today. Do you have a confirmation on that?
Yeah, it'll be C.J. Bryant
and what a great
singing the national anthem in memory of Jim West.
You ask me why I love her.
Let's pay attention right now.
I'll explain. You see the Kansas sunset or the Arizona rain? Have you drifted on a bayou down Louisiana way? You watch the cold fog drifting over San Francisco Bay. You heard a long white calling at the Carolina Pine, or heard the bellow of the diesel at the Appalachia Mine. The call of the Niagara Bridge when you hear her waters roar. Look with awe.
She's got it.
Massachusetts shore where men who braved the hard world were kept on Plymouth Rock. You think of them when you stroll along a New York City dock. Have you seen a snowflake stretched in the Rockies way up high? Have you seen the sun come blazing down from the bright Nevada sky? You hail to the Columbia as you rush into the sea, or how you're headed Gettysburg. I struggle to be free. Have you seen the mighty Teton?
Take three.
You watched the eagle soar. Have you seen the Mississippi roll along Missouri's shore? You call it shore.
Just stay here. You pick it up
Day,
on
the water rage along the shore, thunderous as blood. Is the word aloha
Now pick her up on
make you warm? You stare in disbelief with you.
When it comes across the
See
center
the
of the ring, you can get it
roaring
on
in
one.
it. Why am I From Alaska's cold to the Everglades, from the Rio Grande to Maine.
Yeah, you got to pet up,
My
Josh.
heart
Wrap that
cries out.
camera up.
My pulse runs fast. My heart domain. You ask me why I love her? I've a million reasons why. My beautiful America. Beneath God's wide sky.
Sound on my
Ladies and gentlemen, if you remain on your feet, it's my pleasure to introduce to you this lovely lady who really understands what freedom is. She was raised on military bases around this world, and we have the delight to listen to her lovely voice as she brings to you our national anthem. Please welcome C.J. Bryant.
Okay, he is now. Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Penn Valley, Lions Club. We'd like to thank you all for coming out today, and we ask you to please join us as we sing a tribute to our friend. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars drew the perilous fight? O'er the ramparts we watch are so gallantly streaming. The rockets' red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, CJ.
And a beautiful rendition of our national anthem by C.J. Bryant, Carol Bryant. And, you know, she is just so involved in all the Penn Valley activities, Laura.
Yeah, she sure is, and she has a beautiful voice.
She's just got energy to spare, and we are certainly glad that she's sharing it here with us today. And so as the horses leave the rodeo right now, let's talk a little bit quickly about the queens. We got to see them all, but we can say their names one more time, certainly.
Okay, this year's 2001 Penn Valley Rodeo Queens. The senior queen is Casey Blasey of Penn Valley here. Her folks have a big ranch out there off of Indian Springs, the Haragis, and Brittany Kumler. She's 12 years old, did a wonderful job. She's the 2000 junior queen. And last year's queens came out yesterday and gave their crowns away to the new queens, and that was Jeannie Kennedy and Katie Vick. And it was a wonderful queen contest this year, and really a hard queen contest. But
always happy to see our red.
There's some good girls representing rodeo this year.
Now I understand you were the '95 Penn Valley Queen. Tell us a little bit about the excitement that you felt sitting in that saddle and being the queen of the rodeo.
Oh, in '95 when I won, it was the best thing that ever happened. I love rodeo. My life revolves around it, and to be able to represent the sport I love was a true honor. And I now run the queen contest for all the girls from '95 on, and it's just been a really rewarding experience to see these girls, be able to represent the sport that they all love. And it was a great experience for me.
I'll bet it really was. And I think the girls must respect you running the contest, being a former winner, and knowing how much you personally love the sport, and we're so proud to be the queen yourself.
Yeah, I really think they do. We have a lot of practices and stuff, and it's nice to pass on the knowledge that I've gained over the years competing in queen contests and being the queen for the Penn Valley Rodeo.
Now, is it hard to make that decision who the queen is? Are there some girls that don't make the court? A lot of different girls try out, and it's sad for the ones that don't make the cut?
Yeah, that honestly has to be the hardest thing in running a queen contest, is that there's only 2 winners, and I would like everybody to win. And that would be the hardest thing of running one of these queen contests.
Well, congratulations to our new queens this year, senior queen, and to you. Thanks for running the program. It's really a fun aspect of rodeo, and really makes it personal for all the fans in the community.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Okay, so we're getting ready now for some rodeo action. It looks like the first thing we're going to have up here is some bronc busting here.
Cottonwood, California Cowboy, Coyote Ugly, the bucking horse.
And Coyote Ugly is going to be the Bronco horse. And the horses today are brought to us by the 4-Star Rodeo Company. And of course, our thanks to 4-Star. Coyote Ugly. Oh, there he goes right here. There's our first rider of the day, Laura. And there's the horn right there. They're going for 8 seconds on this ride.
They are going for 8 seconds, and unfortunately, he just missed it.
He did. He missed it by 2 or 3 seconds right there, and that horse continues to.
I got one of these miniature compact hay bales.
His harness there.
That's called a bucking strap. They tighten that up to improve the horse's bucking, and as soon as the cowboy falls off or makes his ride, they'll take that bucking strap off and herd him back in behind with the rest of the horses.
Is it green, alfalfa? It's kind of green.
Well, there's Coyote right there. Coyote Ugly turning in a good ride for the horse, so that's the score now is a horses 1, rider 0.
Horses 1, Cowboys 0.
Timeout. Josie Young, Farmington. Starburst, come on!
There's our second rider right there. He's got a good ride going. Looks like he's leaning back.
There he goes.
Hanging on, and he's made the horn as the horse turns around.
Everybody in the arena to get a glimpse of him, didn't he?
Just waiting for the pickup man to come take him off, so there he goes.
And that's a little bit different than in the bull riding, where you're not going to have the pickup man on the bull, but on the bronc busting, you got a pickup guy coming, and that's how you dismount.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's a little bit easier when you got those horses out there to take you off. The bull riders are kind of, it's up to them to jump off and get away from the bull.
Well, they're a strange breed anyway.
Randy Ryder moved down to
Nevada County Horseman's Lodge Bulls Only last week, and that was a big event right there.
Yeah, those.
They had some big bad bulls, 2,000-pound animals, that just romp and stomp and meanness.
Sure is. Cowboys pitting their wits against a huge animal.
Oh, we're going to have a good time on a Sunday afternoon.
And here's our third rider coming out of the chute right now. And looks like he's got another good ride, leaning way back there, Laura.
There he goes. He just made the whistle.
Well, Don Aubrey and Cody Jones.
Now, is that a certain technique where they ride way back on the back of the horse? Is that a certain kind of technique where they're riding on the back of the horse like that?
Yeah, the cowboy will lean back, put his free hand up in the air, and that's probably the proper way to ride is to lean back, because if you lean forward, then you're probably going to fly off the front of the horse.
Quick response, bareback riding.
Well, so far we've had 2 riders
Back down to the
make the time.
Supply booking shoot, and our friends at Quick Response over here in the shaded area. Getting ready to go with a tough bareback rider, William Barker from Penn Valley. Anybody know this youngster? No, let's get behind
Local Penn Valley rider.
The bucking horse. William very old. Let's get this guy to the pay window today. All right.
And here's our fourth rider. Oh, over the top. And off on the side.
That's some good bucking action on that one.
That is. Look at that beautiful animal right in front of us.
I'll run up, try and get that bucking strap off that horse. There he goes.
That'll calm him down a little bit.
Yeah.
What, DC, if he doesn't make it as a bareback rider, you could probably go into Olympic diving.
Now, it looks like that bucking strap is padded underneath there, so it's not going to hurt the animal when they tighten it up on him.
It has some sheepskin on it, so it doesn't hurt the animal at all. It just improves their bucking action. And these animals at the rodeo are very well taken care of. They only work just a few seconds a year, and they're checked regularly with veterinarians, and they have the life, because without them, rodeo wouldn't be possible.
Well, that's been one of the things about rodeo that we've discovered since we were shooting it, is that they do love their animals and take care of their animals. And here comes our fifth rider right here. And looks like he's got a live bucking bronco there.
That's a rank horse.
Oh, just missed a hoof coming down there on him.
I don't know about you, TC, but I hope that boy was wearing a cup.
You know, that's another big part of the rodeo is the announcers right here. And very colorful announcers, always giving the crowd, keeping them involved in all the action.
Yeah, really, the announcers really can make the rodeo sometimes. They really keep the crowd into it.
And speaking of announcers, you're with Gil Dominguez and Laura Brewer from the Penn Valley Rodeo.
A lot better looking, and they like
Broadcasting the Penn Valley Rodeo, the 45th annual rodeo here in Penn Valley, and what a record, 45 years of tradition, all right here at the rodeo arena, right?
Yeah, 45 years. My grandfather was one of the founders of this rodeo 45 years ago, and my family's been attending every year.
Well, that's a tremendous tradition. We've only been here 4 years. But I think we've been here all 4 years. First year we came down just to look at it. We didn't shoot it. But the last 3 years we've shot the rodeo and brought it to Nevada County with the game of the week. And we sure are proud to be part of the Penn Valley Rodeo now and bring it to the county. Of course, plenty of room in the stands here next year if you want to come on down here for some rodeo action on Saturday and Sunday. It's always the 8th or 9th or 7th or 8th or
It's
whatever.
usually always the second weekend in June.
Whatever that weekend is in June.
Equipment Rental sponsoring our calf roping. To let you know, we had some tough competition already in this event in the last couple of
Okay,
days.
so that's it for the
12 flat
bronc busting.
That was a bareback ride.
Bareback
That
riding.
was a bareback ride.
All righty. Bareback. We're going to learn this stuff sooner or later. It's kind of like when we were doing volleyball. They have so many different things for volleyball, and it's all the jargon is a sport unto itself.
Yeah, sure is.
So we're learning slowly but surely. That's why we bring on our experts.
Well, I'll try.
So we don't embarrass ourselves too much. So bareback riding is, are they going to come back and do some more bareback riding? That was just the first round of it?
They might do two rounds of bulls. I don't think they do 2 rounds of bareback, but they do run slack, and the slacks ran before the rodeo usually, and that's just the extra riders that don't make it into the rodeo time.
That's correct.
athletes in the arena as they try.
So now we're getting set up here for...
I think calf roping's up next.
It looks like calf roping. I see a little calf down in there.
We've got our queens out there right now, and they're going to be herding the calves out over to the other end of the arena after the Cowboys finished roping them.
All right, Mr. Howard.
So the queens are an actual working part of the rodeo then. They're not just there for window dressing.
No, they're actually out there to work and get them calves rounded up.
Well, there's our first roper right there. Looks like he's having a little trouble there with that leg, but he's got it, and he's finished.
Well, when the hands fly in the air and the calf lays there basking in the sunlight, you know things are going good.
Now, the calf has to remain tied up for a certain amount of seconds after.
That barrier down there has been a pesky critter for all of our Cowboys this weekend. We got a 10-second.
Oh, he's trying to get away.
He is, and that's got to be a very secure knot on there.
On the run, so it's going to be about a 20.7 for the
20.7.
Break it out.
Oh, he broke the barrier, so he had a 10-second penalty added to his time.
Well, that's what he was adding on there for a 20.7.
Calf roping, we have something.
We're going to have the rules right now, so let's listen up.
Automatically releases that barrier, making it fair for all of our Cowboys. But unlike a foot race, we don't start over. It's a false start. We just give them a 10-second penalty if they happen to break out or they have a quicker than normal start. And that was a 10-second penalty goes out to Neil Howard. So let's move down to Bob Nickel from Cottonwood. He'll be followed by Luke Andrews and Luke Bola. They both wait for their opportunities. Bob Nickel.
Okay, so that was Neil Howard, our first rider, with a 20.7, which included a 10-second penalty for breaking the barrier.
4-star doing about 50.
And here's our second rider, Roper. Oh! The horse, good horse right there. Look at that, back up, making the line tight. He's having a little trouble spinning around. He's got the one leg now, waits for the calf to calm down. And this is not going to be a very fast time, Laura.
Boy, that 12 flat hanging in there. How about 17.9 for the upper? 17 and 9. Just in case you're wondering why they left that calf lay out there so long, it is required that they stay tied for 6 seconds.
Okay, that's the 6-second rule right there after the slack is applied to the calf.
Andrew, Red Bluff, California. Rookie this year, they're telling me.
And 17.9
10th on the leaderboard
for Mr. Andrews from Red Bluff, California. My wife's from Red Bluff, California.
Veteran. Boys, if you want to keep getting
I don't think she liked rodeos, though, when she lived there. Oh, did you? Okay.
in on your business.
I take that all back then.
Luke Andrews, Luke Bola right behind, and RC.
Mama was a rodeo aficionado.
They're getting ready to show us what he's made of in the calf roping.
So, Laura, that's 17.9. That's not a very fast time, is it, for the roping?
No, that's really not too fast of a time, but it's better than breaking the barrier.
They generally can be pretty good at it, simply because it takes a lot more athletic ability.
That's
to get
correct.
down in here.
And here's our third roper of the afternoon.
See this guy do? He slings out and catches him. Then you got to get fast footwork down on the ground, get the calf physically.
Nice flip over on the calf. He's got the one leg, he's got the 3 leg, he's tied it, and he's done. And that's going to be a nice time for our rider right there.
The cowboy will mount back up, and the 6-second clock will.
Why being a great athlete might be to your advantage.
So the 6 seconds doesn't start until he gets on the horse and
puts slack in the rope.
And puts the slack.
Luke Andrews.
Luke Andrews.
R.C. Herrera and Dan Bayless.
12.5, and that was a beautiful time for Luke Andrews.
Luke Bowler from Petaluma, California. Most of these Cowboys
and he'll be the leader right now for this round. Luke Andrews, 12.5. And I think the secret there was, besides not breaking the barrier, Laura, was that he was able to dismount and get the calf turned over on his back quickly.
Yeah, he did a fairly good time there.
Rodeo is the only professional sport these days that was actually born out of a...
Now, each one of these calves, of course, is different. Is there an age limit on them that you know of? They look all about the same size.
I think there's more of a weight limit on them. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Can't remember.
That's okay. We may ask you questions that you don't know, but...
I should know them all.
Well, maybe you'll have to bone up for next year.
Yeah, I guess so.
We kind of surprised Laura to join us here in the broadcast booth. Mark Wall and Ken Tribby.
Start right here at Penn Valley.
We're unavailable for the broadcast. And here's our fourth rider. There's a nice rope right there. And a nice turnaround. Oh, he runs into the head of the calf. That's going to cost him a couple seconds right there. He's got the one leg. He's going to make it up on the ramp, though. And he really sped up on that ramp because he ran into the head of the calf right there, Laura.
Yeah, that cost him a little bit of time.
He really wants to be. He's got to be 12 flat, and he's not going to quite get it done as he turns into time of 12.7.
Oh, my goodness. 12.7. And that just goes to show you.
Check out of it. It just won't be the number one check as we get down to R.C. Herrera. Burnley. Last year was 10th overall in our standings in the calf roping.
12.7, and Laura, really the difference right there was running into the head of the calf.
Really, just
and having to bounce around him, or coming onto the side of the calf cleanly and jerking him down.
Yeah, it could cost you the first or second place.
The year-end stand.
Unbelievable.
Champion of the calf roping, so he'd like to return to that position.
So tough break for our competitor there. And you just don't know what's going to happen as you dismount, which way the calf is going to go. I mean, certainly they're going to spin around when they get the rope on them.
Yeah, that gives them a little jerk, and the cowboy's got to dismount rather quickly and run to the end of the rope, catch the calf, and turn him over on its side.
Okay, here comes R.C. Herrera right now. And he'll break the barrier on a clean start. Oh, good rope. Got a quick catch right there. Throws it down. He's got the one leg. He's got 3 legs. Boom, that's going to be real close to the 12-second mark for R.C. Herrera.
He's looking down and saying that 12 flat, man, I can't accept that as being a winning time.
We're into the 6 second.
How much power do you folks think you have in your hands? Do you think he's better
time
than 12
there?
Flat? How about 11.5?
11.5 for R.C. Herrera. And Laura, I think the secret to RC's run was that quick catch coming right out of the chute.
Yeah, that's really the secret. The sooner they can catch him right out of the chute, the better the time they're going to get.
He'll be back in the box. Kelly Parker waiting for him.
That calf didn't have too much of a chance as RC had him lassoed within 30 feet of the chute. And had a really quick pickup and takedown and wrapped that one leg and got an 11.5. That's almost a full second. That is a full second from Luke Andrews. So RC Herrera, our new leader in the calf roping here in the 45th annual Penn Valley Rodeo. Gil Dominguez along with Laura Brewer. We sure are glad that you're joining us here on a beautiful summer day. And here's our next rider now. He's got a little bit long. Yeah, he's going to have to really make up the time.
Fast on the ground. Bring your 2 legs up.
Yeah, this is going to be about 13 seconds. Look, that horse continues to drag him.
I think he doesn't have any slack in the line.
Puts a little slack in the rope once again, and that calf will try to kick free, but I'm sure he's going to remain inside. 13 and flat for Dan Bayless.
13 and a half. Dan Bayless. And what did I call that? 13?
Kelly Parker.
After it happened?
13?
It was
13 and a half.
It's 13 and a half, he said. It felt like 13, though, whatever, as soon as it happened.
13 and a half. Felt faster than it actually was.
For 2001. Kelly Parker, Central Point.
Now, there seems to be some more calf ropers than there are bareback riders. A little bit more competitive of a sport, more people doing that kind of sport than
there's only so many slots available, and all the rest of them usually have to run slack. So,
Well, sometimes we call these calf ropers pastor paramedics.
All right, so our leader right now is RC Herrera, followed by Luke Andrews with a 12.5. RC Herrera, that's going to be a pretty tough run to beat there, Laura, with his 11.5.
11.5 is time to beat. Let's see if this next cowboy will get any faster.
Of course, about 3 ropes they have to worry about. The one in their hand, the one in their teeth, the one tucked in their belt.
Bill Barker coming up next. And Laura's got a little friend up here with us. We're not going to be roping him, are we?
Oh, no. Got a little Boston Terrier named Batman sitting with me.
All right, there's our next rope. He's got an early lead. We have trouble bringing him down, though. He's got the one leg up. There's the 3 legs. Ooh, that's going to be about a 12-something, though, I think.
I don't know. Might beat it.
If you're a brand new rodeo fan, you can tell that this cat's got something pretty special running out here. It's only halfway through the arena.
Let's see what the judges say. Bill Barker is the cowboy.
Calf roping, but we got to tack on 10 seconds.
Oh, broke the barrier.
6, yeah. Give him something, will you? That's bad.
Give him a round of applause, because that's all he's going to get.
Wyatt Williams, 7th right now. Cottonwoods, where he makes his home, as well as a few other of our cowboys we've mentioned. Boy, that barrier. Boy, it'll just reach out and grab you.
Check the connection down there where you plug
in. This youngster right here, you can tell, he just graduated from high school.
So I didn't get the time on the Bill Barker ride, but we know that he did trip the...
he did break the barrier.
Yeah, he broke the barrier, so once you break the barrier, you're going to be having soup for dinner on the way home.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, there's a nice takedown right there, about in the middle of the arena. One leg, having a little trouble there getting the 3 legs. He's wrapped it up quickly, though.
One thing I'll mention about that hat, it might be a little funny looking, but
Clyde Williams.
Prestigious as baseball players.
And now we'll take up the slack, and we'll go 6 seconds on the slack, and we'll get our time.
Luck is good, especially when it's on your side. How about 11.9 for the young
11.9. Does that beat it?
No, it doesn't.
Place.
That's good enough for second place, though.
11.9. We got 1 left. Jay Shoshone from Gridley.
One more calf to go.
Leaderboard all up. Put a lot of cash.
Jay Shoshone from Gridley will be our last rider here. And the time to beat is 11.9, and that's pretty tight between first and second place there, Laura. R.C. Herrera with 11.5 and Clyde Williams with an 11.9.
Real close. Real close. That's where those tiny little mistakes really count there.
Yeah, they do.
Jay Shashan, one calf roper left. Can he do it? Will it be the last, the best of all the game? You know what kind of power you have, rodeo fans. When he reaches the arena for the last calf roper of 2001, let him know we want him to win this thing.
Oh, head over heels.
Right through it. That's true with calf roping. It's catch as catch can.
Yeah.
You're going to try to get that calf on the ground.
He'd be better off just letting that calf run.
On the opposite side, so everything's kind of backwards for him.
There you go. That's a good cowboy.
We will just let him.
Just decided to let him
That's
go.
it. That's what you got to do.
Calf ropers, especially R.C. Herrera, our 2001 champion.
And R.C. Herrera is the tooth, and that was a class act there by Jay Shashone. Of course, you're frustrated. You're coming out of the chute, and catch his hind leg instead of the head. At that point, you're not going to be getting any good time or anything like that. So just let him go. And
it is our pleasure today to bring.
It's taken too long, so we just decided to let it go.
Let him go. Come back another day.
Yeah. Try again.
Get in the pickup truck and on the road down to the next rodeo.
Yep. See if we'll do better another day.
Rodeo.
Okay. Well, we have a break in the action right here coming up. Let's thank our.
To bring basketball into the rodeo arena.
Let's thank our next set of underwriters there, Casey. Casey Dominguez directing today's show for us in the truck.
Contract Act of the Year in the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. He brings basketball into the arena. Seems appropriate when you have basketball.
And the Nevada County Game of the Week is being underwritten by Ernie's Van and Storage and American Red Ball Movers of Grass Valley. Stewart and Douglas Soul support American Legion Baseball. That's Ernie's Van and Storage and Red Ball Movers. And we welcome back Soft Answers of Nevada City. Owner Dallas Wivholm is a proud sponsor of the Grass Valley Little League, and congratulations to his daughter graduating Union Hill High School the other day. Soft Answers of Nevada City. And Walker's Office Supply of Grass Valley, Mike Anderson and his family are happy to support Little League Baseball. That's Walker's Office Supply of Grass Valley. And the House of Print and Copy, Sandy Conley and Patty Free, supporting sports television since 1997. The House of Print and Copy of Grass Valley. And Julie's Hot Dogs and Julie's Sandwich Express. Our newest underwriter, owner Julie Hansen, supports the Nevada Union Wrestling Program. That's Julie's Hot Dogs and Julie's Sandwich Express.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and Plaza Tire and Auto of Nevada City and Penn Valley. Mark, Mike, and Fred Hauser are proud to support the Penn Valley Rodeo. That's Plaza Tire and Auto of Nevada City and Penn Valley. And, of course, Touchdown Productions, Nevada County's leader in sports television. As we watch some of the, you can call this kind of halftime action here. Want to remind you to join us next week on the Nevada County Game of the Week for exciting summer basketball action as the Nevada Union Lady Miners take on the Lady Bruins from Bear River, and it's really going to be a great show next week. That's going to be June 20th. Tune in at 8 o'clock. We're going to have both the JV and the varsity girls playing for us in the House of Pain in a game recorded live at the campus of Nevada Union. So Craig Strom is going to be having his summer basketball camp in full swing, and it'll be Lady Miners versus the Lady Bruins. A good opportunity to watch these girls and see the teams that are going to be coming up next year for girls basketball at Bear River and Nevada Union. You follow any girls basketball?
No, unfortunately I never played basketball, but I am a volleyball player. Just had a tournament today for the Women's City League.
Okay. Well, volleyball's a good sport, and we cover that one also. We had some great volleyball on the boys' side. The Bear River went undefeated this year.
Right on. Good.
And this is always a fun part of the rodeo right here.
Air Brandy takes it
where they have
dunk one from the half-court line.
some clowning around going with the rodeo clowns.
Balls into the net. 3-point alley taking one from the outside for the red team. Back to center court, all the way over to the blue end of the court. Losing interest, getting a bunch of water over there for the blue team. All right, back over the red team. Red team, your steal.
Dog going for a slam dunk right there.
Looks like the Hammer time comes up with a rebound. Hammer gets the rebound, passes off to Air Brandy. Stolen by Hang Time Harry. Hang Time Harry passes up the 3-point alley, gets a long shot from the outside.
Good boy, half time.
Long last.
Whoa. Hey. Hammer, knock it off. Hang time.
Hang Time hanging all over you out there, TC.
Where's that other referee?
I'd like to know that myself.
You know that dog's just like my mother-in-law.
Why?
Sit over there. Hey! Quit it. Not even my new wife wants in my pants as bad as you do. Hey!
Yeah, these guys can sometimes be funny, sometimes just darn right inappropriate.
Yeah, sometimes.
Bring in the cheerleader.
We had, when we were over at the Horseman's Lodge last week for their rodeo, just happened to be that there was a black cowboy riding a white bull, and the announcer made a comment of, "What's the chances of that here in Nevada County?" Totally inappropriate.
Yeah, just a little.
Come off the bench and grab a ball.
But as we're seeing right here, this is some exciting basketball action here.
From the blue team, gets the ball passes.
Not the Lady Miners and the Lady Bruins,
Back over to 3-point
but some dog action going in here.
Back over to the Air Brandy. Passes off to the Hammers. Hammer puts up a shot. Oh, once again, just like Hammer. Doesn't have
Yeah, there's a basket right there.
The red team under pressure trying to keep their winning ways.
Some of those dogs play basketball better than I do.
Anytime Harry passing off to one of the scrubs from the bench. That's the end of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to give it to the red team. Once again, our Australian Fire Hydrants take the victory.
And
I got to tell you about this remarkable man inside the arena, his helper out there, his brand new wife, is that they've rescued these ladies, these dogs you see out here. They're all ladies, and they came from the pound. They were going to be euthanized. TC went in there and rescued them, and he's got a whole brand new set of puppies that he's working with now. They came from the same scenario. He's one of the greatest men in the rodeo game, and he likes to come out and entertain us each and every weekend across the United States and Canada. He's also been on several television shows and PBS, TNN, and a host of others. So if you'd like to pay him off right now, Penn Valley, how about thanking him? The one and only K9, TC Evans of K9 Basketball.
TC Evans, K9 Basketball, and what a great story right there, Laura, rescuing those dogs from the pound. And
Yeah, that's wonderful. He takes really good care of those dogs.
Laura Brewer, our guest here today with you on the Nevada County Game of the Week. I'm Gil Dominguez. Thanks for being with us here. Some great rodeo action. You know, we don't get the chance. There he is. TC right there. Taking one final bow from the crowd and jumps back into his semi-truck, and he's off to the next rodeo, too.
Off to the next rodeo along with all the cowboys.
Something they certainly did not want to have happen. Man from Oregon, TC Evans.
There he goes, taking his whole basketball court with him. So like I was saying, we don't get to do that many equestrian events here on the Game of the Week for you, but we sure are happy to do them. We know equestrian is a real big thing here in Nevada County. A lot of people have property and have horses and enjoy roping, and not necessarily roping, but just enjoy riding them and having their horses.
Yeah, sure do. I have 4 of them myself. I got 2 quarter horses and 2 Belgians that pull wagons.
Well, you must be picking up the average there, I think. You're taking our average.
Yeah.
We got 3 kitties and a dog, and I think that's, well, that doesn't count the children, does it, honey? Here we go. We got some more bareback riding here.
Saddle bronc riding.
Oh, saddle bronc riding. And not too much of a
The Big Bay horse, Boot Jack, putting on a great effort for the Cowboy, keeping in mind half of his score is dependent on that four-legged athlete.
That's right. And it seemed like that horse
gathers up the horse, gets a safe trip to the ground. Holding on
Didn't look like he had too much spurring action going on there, but
now our two judges are going to go to work pushing the
stayed on the horse.
No, he didn't, and the horse came straight out and came across the arena. I think they give him more points if the horse is going to stand still or just stand in one spot.
Well, half of the judging's on the horse and half is on the Cowboy, and they've got two judges, and they give 25 points out for the horse and 25 for the rider, and they put that all together for a total of 100 points.
That doesn't happen. They got no choice what you do after that but to give you a no score.
Okay, so they gave him no score
for Mr. Green
because he violated the horse rule there.
Chris Coleman from Ferndale. Last year 4th overall. This year he's number 1 in our association. Pizzazz, the bucking horse. Yesterday there were 76 points. Let's see if we can do it again on this bucking horse.
Now there's a nice ride right there. Lots of bucking action.
Horses together.
He's got the spurs working on him right there.
He's got action on that horse.
Yeah, he does.
There we go.
And he very successful dismount right there.
Cowboys will go up and get that bucking strap off and grab the halter.
74 points. 74 goes out to Chris Coleman. That'll move him into second place unofficially.
Moves him into second place. That was a pretty good ride.
Chris Coleman, 74 points, second place.
J.C. Sylvester from Red Bluff is up next. Lucky Charm. The horse is on for him as we move over to the...
Okay, J.C. Sylvester from Red Bluff coming up next here.
And
that just goes to show you how far these Cowboys come from all over to ride these various rodeos each and every week. They're traveling all across the state, Laura.
Yeah, they come from all over California competing in the CCPRA rodeos. And this year, actually, the CCPRA finals is going to be in Folsom this year instead of all the way up in Fortuna. So a little bit better central location and should be a pretty good rodeo down there.
Well,
right now we got J.C. Sylvester from Red Bluff over in chute number 2.
That our judges will judge him on. Just like in the bareback riding, 1 to 25 for his ability, 1 to 25 for the horse. Possible 176 now leading our Safeway bronc riding. Let's get this guy to cap it off with a 77, 78. Is there an 80-point ride out there? Would you like to see that, Penn Valley? 80.
Nice crowd out here today. And the chute is open, and JC is on the ground. Premature dismount.
Well, JC knows that he had a good one under him. He just couldn't get the lick right. Got it a little out of time and got ejected out of there. But what do you folks here at Penn Valley have for him this afternoon?
Roger that. And JC a little disgusted right there with not getting a time.
Need to have a cold one, boys.
It's hard to come all this way and have something like that happen.
Yeah, Cowboy drives all the way down here and doesn't make time, and he'll just have to see if he'll do any better at the next rodeo.
Well, that's why the cowgirls are so nice to him.
Yeah, have to comfort him when they fall off.
Especially if he's cute.
I don't know about that.
Rich Beach Fly, Caldwell Bankers, all of them are coming on board with us this year.
Send Marissa out here. Okay, here's our next rider, and he's made time all right.
Pretty good.
Skid's going to slide in next to that roan and give him a safe trip to the ground. Cody will move in and gather him up. 60 even for the effort. For Chris Smith, 60.
60 points. He stayed on. It didn't have very good bucking action on that horse, though.
And there he is right there. You see him
for his bronc to get loaded up. So Pete Uvalde will go a little bit later.
Making the long walk back there. Got a 60 points. That's not going to be good enough probably for some money.
6 on Pizzazz. Winning it for David Howard.
Take that one too. Okay. Got time for one more rider. Is that what he said? One more rider here in this event.
Well, so far we've just seen a bunch of men out here. bareback riding, calf roping, and bronc riding. How about we get our ladies out here?
Okay.
Cowgirls they are, huh?
We got a cowgirl coming up next.
Competition.
Okay, no.
Get out here. It's much like the calf roping. We just don't have our ladies get off and tie the calves. We just have to rope them.
Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that event, Laura.
Actually, it's breakaway roping, and they'll come out rope calf, but the hondo on the rope is it's a release, and they just time the actual roping. They don't have to dismount and tie the calf up. So it's just on the time of the rope.
3.6 in second place.
Okay.
Regina's got it stacked up against her. Let's see if she can get out here and blister a time better than that.
Well, that's good that there's more events for women in the rodeo, because it's probably difficult for the women to compete against the men straight up on some of the events, like the calf rope, and you got to have a lot of strength to pull that calf down.
Breakaway roping, I'm real glad that that's now a part of the one of the events from the CCPRA. Gives another event for the women to do other than barrel racing.
Right, other than just the barrel racing, which the women seem to dominate. You don't see too many men in the barrel racing.
No, you sure don't, but it's sure a lot of fun. I don't know why you don't see any more men doing it.
Nonetheless, pretty tough competition.
There it is. There's a nice...
Catch a catch. He's got a pass over there.
Oh!
Right after that is a qualified run, but it doesn't...
And it looked like the rope just kind of slipped right off the right-hand side there of that calf.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried this sport?
No, I sure haven't, but I'd really like to get into team roping. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and I've got the horse for it, so...
No, you got 4 horses.
Well, I don't know if a Belgian draft horse would look too good out there, but...
Even champions hit the ground prior to 8 seconds.
But you got the horse for some team roping. Now, the team roping, I kind of like that competition. That's where one guy gets the head and the other guy gets the feet.
Yep, and it's timed.
Right.
Ferndale, rookie this year, 8th right now, making her mark on the CCPRA.
Some of these girls out here are pretty good ropers.
Well, I think it takes, like anything else, hours and hours of practice in order to
that big old loop's about all she's going to have time
practice roping. And what would you practice on? You just get like a dummy head up there?
Actually, yeah, you get a dummy head that you stick in the side of a bale of hay.
Uh-huh.
Practice roping that.
There's a nice rope
there
right there.
Oh,
whoa, but lost it off.
The rope. Oh, no.
After a nice throw.
4 flat for the youngster. That'll move her into 4th, unofficially 4 flat.
Oh, they're going to give her a time anyway.
Well, she caught the calf.
We need to get a chain reaction going, but we need to do it all at one time. Got 2 or 3 clapping over here, 1 or 2 clapping over
Well, she did catch the calf. I guess it was a split decision on whether she caught it and the rope let go, or what happened first. But
I'm not real familiar with this event, but I guess you can get a time even though you don't dally up on the horn.
Well, like any other refereed sport, you got human error or judges involved, and sometimes they just don't call that holding call.
Well, maybe. Here goes the next girl.
Here's our next rider right here, our next roper. She'll throw it. Oh, no.
Misses it.
Missed the head, lost the rope, lost her hat.
And that didn't happen, so no time for D. Now!
Nice try, though, by D. I mean, you gotta give everybody credit out here just for jumping on that horse.
From Oakdale.
And it's a lot of practice just for 4 seconds worth of work.
Yeah, it sure is. It's not very long, but hours and hours of practice.
One season. See if she can improve that some. Stephanie Martin's waiting. Oakdale, California, very proud. Rodeo folks up there at Oakdale.
And there's our next rider.
There she goes.
She's thrown.
I guess they're letting go of the ropes.
Well, maybe that's
Number 4 flat. Seems to be raining 4 seconds today.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that that's part of the sport. They don't want to hurt the calf. They don't want to hurt the horse, and they rope them and let it go.
Maybe so. Might have to familiarize myself a little bit more with this event.
Here early in the season. Wants to keep adding upon that. How many folks went to the dance last night? Over the Edge Band playing. Our friends at Quick
Was that you?
brought the band.
Did you go to the
here.
dance?
Hope y'all enjoyed that.
Yes, I did. I actually went to the dance for a little while and then headed over to the tack room and had some dinner.
We had dinner at the tack room last year after the show.
Yeah.
And it was a nice place to unwind. And, of course, they've got plenty of cow over there ready to grill up for you.
Yep, they have good steak.
So what was the dance that they're talking about last night?
They had a band out here. Can't remember the name. It was
The stage right behind
yeah,
us.
stage right behind us had a dance out here and had quite a few of the people attending the rodeo stayed late and did some dancing.
3 breakaway ropers for 2,000.
Well, that's always fun. That's always part of the rodeo. Have the big dance and gives the cowgirls a chance to console those cowboys maybe that didn't make the time or lost their roping.
Do a little two-step and have some fun, and head on over to the next rodeo.
Gotta be better 3.3.
3.3 is the record here.